Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. We've got ourselves another match of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 7. We've got Group A between Mr. Mario and Incoherent. I'm started with me on comms today as Milky. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing alright. How are you, Star?
Doing excellently here. We've got ourselves a fantastic match.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting one here. We've got ourselves Mr. Mario and Incoherent, seeds 1 and 64 of the main tournament here. On paper, fairly disparate matchup, but, well, we never know. Both excellent runners here.
Yeah, absolutely. We always say Rando's gonna rando. We can see Inko's taken 2 of the 22 matches against these two. Their last 1v1. Never. That's
This is the first.
surprising.
It is. They've played. They've Mario's got 424 races. And the Incoherent here just short of 400, so plenty apiece. And that is for Ocarina of Time Randomizer only. Before anyone asks, since they both do play other randos as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so plenty of experience each. Mario. Well, both runners I believe have delved some into other tournaments. I know we saw Incoherent in the Challenge Cup last season. Should be interesting.
Yeah, Inko, very smart player. Mario, also very smart player. I imagine they're both hoping for some like logical quirk. Mario technically has the advantage on execution, I'd say, but definitely don't count Inko out. I'm really
Absolutely
excited
not.
for this matchup. I really enjoy watching both of these runners, so I think we're in for a real treat to wrap up this first day.
For sure, as well, to talk about the settings we have, since this year the Season 7 tournament's introduced something new for the main tourneys, which is draft settings. Runners can pick one major setting and one minor setting each, and you want to talk about what they got today?
Um, yeah. So some of the standard things, we still have 6 med bridge. Today, our runners have drafted dungeon skulls, so you're probably going to be seeing them pick up some skulls you might not be familiar with in some of the dungeons. Open Deku, the default is closed. We don't need Kokiri Sword here. And then the minor settings tend to be more quality of life, so we have Free Scarecrow as one of the picks. And then the one that's going to throw a wrench in some of the plans, Random Warp Songs.
Oh yeah, that one's going to be interesting because your warp songs go places random. You might need to find Bolero to go to the Nocturne Warp Pad, or maybe you'll find Prelude for the Requiem Warp. Who knows?
Yeah, so it is all locations reachable, so we know we'll get the Bolero Warp, Nocturne Warp. That's not going to be a question, but it's going to be more, how are you going to be able to navigate around the map? Because we do have vanilla spawns for both adult and child this year.
Yep. Today we don't start with the warp song, so we're not going to be starting out with any information on that. We start with the Kokiri Emerald and Sun Song. Sun Song, though, is going to be nice at least in some ways to help navigate the overworld, particularly some night-only checks, since particularly Barricade access might get a bit fun without a Prelude potentially. Because while all locations reachable still guarantees you a Colossus access as child, and a Nocturne Warp had access as adult, among a couple other things, and a Bolero one as well as child. It doesn't guarantee you a Temple of Time Warp. You might be hiking. Alright, we're off here. We are child start. Lovely pair of colors on our runners today, I'd say.
Yeah, I do like this. I'm not sure if it's technically a pink or a red, but I like it. The blue, very nice. Matches the hearts for Mario.
I'd say it's like fuchsia almost for Inko, as just a skull token here in Mido's house.
Yeah, so this is one of the textures. We have chest appearance matches contents, meaning both size and texture is going to match. And that skull one might be a little new to some of you. That wouldn't have been used last year.
Yep.
I watched a few practice races, and some runners thought that they didn't start with consumables because they just kind of reverted back in time with that vanilla spawn because it had been so long since they had a vanilla child spawn.
Yes, it can definitely be an issue. I expect we'll see a bit in this tournament where runners may not always be as familiar with settings. We saw a Challenge Cup race yesterday on Race Shame where one of the runners forgot Open Deku was on. Oops.
Yep. Alright. Inko went into Mitos first so he can take advantage of that early Sun Song and sort of teleport back there and head straight into Deku.
Mido's house did have a chew pack, which I forgot to note earlier. Nice 10-pack here.
Yeah, 10 chews, you can do a lot of damage with that early on.
We can also get a couple of hints here, which is nice early info, and then we'll see what Deku has for us.
Can't wait for that Deku Tree Foolish hint.
Oh, we have some new hint texted this year. OT is Prelude. That's a little concerning, actually.
Yeah, that... So normally you're like, oh, Prelude, we can discount that, but not today.
No, we cannot be certain that that is useless until we confirm both until we confirm at minimum our Nocturne Warp location, because that could be the only one. Goron City Hammer is dead, left is dead here, that's fine. Because while the others, Bolero Warp generally not too relevant since Overworld Skulls are off, in fact that was explicitly banned today. And Requiem Warp is debatable. We also don't know if Spirit Stone or Medallion. Nocturne Warp might be the biggest concern of all. It's a 1 in 6, basically. Hope it's not that!
we can hope. But yeah, we'll see.
And there's really no way to know until you have found enough warp songs to go where you need to go. That's really the only way to be sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is the only way to know for certain that this Prelude is useless in this scene. Just go find the other warp songs and test them until you know for sure I'm good. I don't need this warp to wherever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that chew pack is going to be extra great here because there is a skull in the basement of Deku that we don't usually see unless people are pretty desperate for skulls. But they're going to be able to actually peek that here. They won't be able to get it, but they'll know if they need to come back.
Absolutely, because there are some Skulltulas. There's like a Skulltula in basically every dungeon that just kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm. All of the water ones.
Yeah, most of the water ones rather suck. The Deku back skull in the basement's one.
Yeah, that's really the only one that's like out of the way, difficult. You might not even have known it existed the first time you played through the game. The
water basement skull behind the bobbable hole's kind of bad too, in my opinion. I forget which cardinal direction it is, but there's a skull in the basement on the basement floor of Water Temple that you'd literally never see in Skull Sanity. That's stupid obscure.
That's actually added into the sometimes hint pool though, when dungeon skulls are on.
Yeah, which can help until, it's a sometimes hint.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a point in chat. Because there are guaranteed 3 warps in the locations reachable with these settings, which are Bolero, Nocturne, and Requiem, it does make it easy to do so if you're missing a warp that's necessary, but it doesn't guarantee anything. Zora Tunic also not the most useful item of all time here for our runners. So far the only item in Deku Tree.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm missing that skull. Don't see him do that very often. Sticks just make it a little trickier with some of these setups. There we go.
Yeah, for sure. Purple Rupee on that, skull for Inko, and just a blue pea for Mario on the other one.
Mario not trusting that flame storage. It's a different setup than I usually see for Sundari skip, but this B1 skip is so clean looking. Yeah, Cola. The number of times that I have thought that I had flame storage there and had to push the block because I don't know the backup strat.
Yep. Inko doing a more traditional B1 skip setup here. Had a little trouble getting the Vine Skull, but does get B1 skip. Very nice.
Yep.
Oop, that was an oops and a half for Mario. He's trying to peek the skull and is getting a bit trolled. Hello for the news, it's a blue peak and a safe scum to the Chew.
Yeah. I think this is a smart play. But he's not quitting. I thought he would immediately reset there, but I guess he must be planning to do this back one too, since he can't get it anyway. Makes sense.
For Inko, yeah, he's I think gonna save scum the Chews on both the skulls. Maybe he should have pushed the block. Yeah, that's why Inko pushed, is just to avoid having to do B1 skip a second time. Though Mario got a very nice second B1 skip, much smoother than the first. This talk about it being a little more cooperative for Inko since he's a nut there. And gets the equally terrible news that's a blue beat. Well, good and bad. At least he'll have to come back.
Yeah, it's good. Saved the Chews, which Mario did not, and honestly... Oh wait, Mario did.
That's why Mario reset.
Oh, I was only watching Inko.
I was talking about Mario's reset before Inko's, but I guess they've been really much the same thing. Just Mario having slightly different routing and perhaps slightly better execution, though it's pretty close, making the difference here. About just a couple rooms apart. Very, been basically the exact same routing here in the first 8 minutes of the seed.
Yep, and this is one of the reasons a lot of runners aren't super fans of Open Deku, because they think that it makes the opening very, like, dull.
Yeah, when child spawns are vanilla, you're just doing the same. You're just doing this every time for the... It's just too dense. Hey, go around, Ruby! Yay! That's 2/3 of the way to that prelude we don't know if we need. Great!
I mean, honestly, if the other stone ends up being, like, DC, you're just doing AD anyway.
Yeah! Alright, time for Lost Woods, though. We're gonna see a bunch of checks here, including some bomb-locked ones. I'd expect a meta form of Open Deku being a ban, to be honest. Yeah, I can see that, Cola. Let's see...
Lakeside Lab.
Lab Dive is a token.
Yep.
But this is kind of your traditional opener here in vanilla child spawns. Is you do Maida's house, you do Link's house, you do Kokiri's sword chest. If Open Deku's on, you do Deku, and then you go Lost Woods. So you're gonna see the exact same thing from Inko. I'd expect. Really, no reason not to. Got a bunch of checks, got a couple of hints, got a song as well. And you've got bomb juice too to make it all nicer, and you can save scum them too. Nice heart container here off the Ocarina of Memory game.
Yeah, I would say the real divergence could be, does one of them end up deciding, I'm gonna go to CAC through Goron City here, or do I just hike across field, go to ranch, go adult? Those are kind of the decisions that I would expect the runners to end up maybe choosing differently between.
You can see here Mario going past both Bombable Grottos is going to get them on the way out of SFM, just so you can save scum. You can see Lost Woods Bird Scum from Inko, which Mario hasn't done yet. Lab Dive is still a token, thank you. I'm gonna go play Sun Song for a quick orb out of here. Little time save that's quite neat. I am specifically noting that down as a token because the odds are low, but sometimes the game decides to be silly. And our second song of the seed here on Saria is going to be Requiem. Alright, that's good, potentially, depending on the warp. It's bottom of Zora's domain is
Fountain.
yeah, Zora's Fountain. That's a token as well, so that's Icy Waters. I haven't seen a ton of S7 seeds yet, just been busy with other things past couple months, so gonna be getting used to these hint formats. And Cactus Path to Phantom Ganon. Okay, that's our first path hint of the game. Sorry, what was that one?
Well, that was the Burning Cack song, and I think it might have been Storms, but it also might have been Saria's.
Chat, please confirm.
Or Song of Time, that also has song in it, I guess.
Chat confirms it's Song of Time, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I saw an S for sure, but there's a lot of those.
Yeah, that really doesn't help narrow it down, like, at all. Big chest.
Okay. But is it a good big chest?
Well,
yes.
Mirror Shield is of questionable usefulness, depending on whether Spirit of Medallion or a stone.
Either way, it's a free shield.
That is true. We're going to see Mario clear out the other Bombo Grottos here, and then either go Goron City or test the Requiem Warp, I'd expect.
Yeah, that's one of the ones you're less concerned about save scumming at the end of it. Because you know you're going back there as adult.
Alright, and our hint here is Fire is Foolish. Good to know.
That's great. Depending on where your boss key is in Fire...
Go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
Oh. You're hoping, obviously, for an early boss key in Fire always, but the skulls kind of give you an extra pause. They're so inconvenient to get to. Fire's such a long dungeon already anyway, so it's nice to know you don't have to think about that. Just find boss key and leave.
And $20 off the Hot Rodder Goron is really not bad.
Yeah, Mario is really increasing the likelihood that he might have to save. But none of these are things that he wouldn't be going through as adult anyway, which I'm sure is what he's thinking. Might as well scum these all.
Just don't blow yourself up, Mario!
Yeah, don't die. There is a heart back here.
Although he's gonna save scum this anyway, as we find out Frogs 2 is also a token.
Alright.
And I am surprised he's not save scumming considering he's found the diddly squat in the past few checks.
Yeah, does he have one more bomb check?
He's out of choose.
Yeah.
I am not sure where Mario's going.
I mean, he must be going to do the bridge scrub.
I guess he's save scumming after that. Little odd he didn't do this earlier, but might have been a bit of a green part.
Yeah.
And go as assuming it's the same thing. It's rupees to scum. I guess that's true, chat.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Cola. It's just like, that's... Yeah, might have just forgotten it earlier.
Yeah, there's the reset, so it no longer has the mirror shield, but that's fine. We don't precisely need it.
I know why. He was hoping to get Sarius so he could do Skull Kid while he was going to the scrub. Didn't work out that way. Oh,
that's a good thought, actually. Alright, what is our warp song here?
Where are we going? It will tell us, which is nice.
Goron City!
Goron City!
That's not helpful, game.
Yes and no. So if it's in Darunia's room, for example...
That is true. That might be useful.
That could be a thing to keep in mind.
Inko getting a hint that Zora's domain is on the path to Baronade, one that Mario could not get. Inko's about to find out this goes pretty much literally nowhere.
Yeah, Big Yano. Poor man's Bolero.
And it's the Goron shop. Thanks, game.
Okay. Nope.
The domain of Baronade might be a good hint, though, because we don't know where the other copy is, and Mario might not get that for a bit.
Yeah, and domain is easily one of the harder things to decide when you're gonna route it in.
Yeah, especially depending if Jabu's a stone or a medallion of where Aruta's letter has ended up, because we don't know that yet. So yeah, Goron Shop is not the worst for convenience, I suppose. It's kind of a cross between Minuet and Bolero in terms of general convenience. The problem is, it's also not one of our 3 logically required warps that have to be in the seed of Nocturne, Requiem, and Bolero, so, great. We don't know what our 3rd stone is, but that prelude has just gone to a 3 in 5 chance of being a logically required warp, instead of a 3 in 6. Also, geez, yeah, these chickens are not being nice to Mario.
I swear they made this harder recently.
I don't know. I think he's
Which
gonna have to
one's
redo this, to be honest.
Which one's left?
Nope, just barely managed it.
So the little Navi indicator will show up over the chickens that you have already touched. And that's what Mario was, like, standing by the different chickens for. And I think he only had one left anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's it's also, yeah, but these things actually 4 out of 6 warp songs have to be logically relevant, because without random save warps, Minuet also has to have a warp of some variety. So this being Goron Shop warp isn't helpful. Minuet though, is 4 in 5 chance of being something resembling useful of some sort, so we'll find out what.
Yeah.
Well, I guess no, Minuet doesn't need a warp.
Yeah, you need access to Forest Meadow, which means you will either get a warp there or Saria's Song.
Okay, yeah, that's brain fart. Thank you, chat, for the correction. So it's possible, but because we don't know where Saria's is, we'll see on Minuet. Mario might test. Well, this wasn't always the case, but it has been for a little while now, where you can have the miscellaneous hints option to have random warp song destinations tell you where they go before you actually say yes, because that wasn't always the case. So this is a rather nice QL, so you can check it. And this one goes to probably the Nocturne pad.
Yep, looks like.
Yep.
There we go.
Kokiri's foolish. Great, wow. Thanks.
We have 1 check left. Thanks, game.
So that prelude is significantly less concerning now, isn't it?
Mario trying to decide if he plays Sun Song or not. Can't open the graves when you're a child during the daytime, so takes the slight hit to time resets.
Yeah,
gets to check this now.
Yeah, Nocturne Warp being there means the only possibility for that prelude to be hard required is going to be if it's the Requiem Warp and we need Child Spirit for something. Big chest. Gotta find something at some point, because our start's been dreadfully dry. Well, it's not quite the thing, though. This is not a shop sanity seed, though it is an option to draft.
Well, we can buy our tunic now, and then we can see what colors they have for Goron tunic.
Yeah, the tunic for Foolish Fire Temple.
Yay! Their requirements don't change just because it's foolish, folks.
Oh, I know, it just means that they're really not inclined to go fire anytime fast, as you see just a heart piece in the crate.
Chat starting to try and metagame. Alright, what do runners want? Inko running by the chickens. Mario making it daytime. Might be doing chickens here. It's back up to 7,
I think it's gonna
folks.
check Graveyard later. Walk up one of the other checks. 40 is a heart piece. 40 and 50 are on Skullhouse here. 50 is dead as well. Only 30 is on the Hintstones. There's a change in this season. But I think Inko's gonna go to either outside of Hyrule Field or DMT to play Sun Song so he can get the Dompe check as well. Lake Hylia is Path to Morpha. Great.
Alright.
Good hint.
Mario is probably very unhappy to read that because he doesn't want to go to Lake. He set free Scarecrow for a reason.
And now the game's making him do it. Enko's actually going to go River here, which is an interesting play out of logic with just bomb choose, but is looking for hits.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
is definitely the underdog in terms of seeding here, 1 versus 64, so this might be a play towards seeing if he can get a leg up on Mario.
Yeah, that domain path hint is potentially bigger than we think it could be.
A very good point is that Enko can go there really, really out of logic. As he unfortunately misses a chew, that's a feels bad. And though he doesn't know this yet, he can also buy a beam for that path Lake Hylia. It is free Scarecrow, but we don't have a hookshot to make use of it right now. And
that's the funny thing about free Scarecrow. It always feels like, alright, either you have a hookshot early and you make great use of it, or your hookshot is at like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yep.
And you have very little use for it.
Alright, Harpies on Lower River. Mario not forgetting Redoubt Grotto, which is I saw someone forget her yesterday in the CC. That was not a fun time, don't recommend. And this is not our path item, just a token here.
Are you asking what chickens is referring to, Big Yano, or if Mario is doing chickens?
I'm assuming the latter, since Big Yano's run around enough in chat to know what chickens are. Zora's domain is on the path to... what was that?
Alright.
I saw that was red. I didn't catch if that was King Dodongo or Wolf.
King Dodongo.
Okay, that is a very interesting hint indeed. Double domain path is incredibly rare. That wallet might be more useful than we think. And Lake Hylia still path to Morpha. Okay.
Yep. Yes. Mario is definitely doing chickens. The chickens don't come out of the pen until you collect the check, though, so you can do it in segments, like you're seeing Mario do.
Yep. Yeah, double domain path, and Mario doesn't have either of them. And yes, it is 7 chickens is the default, though it is a minor setting to change it to 1 here in Season 7. It's just a red rupee on Andrew's chickens, token in Upper River. Enko might get the hint on Upper River on his way out, because... So, here's the thing as chat notes. Domain being path to King Dodongo is interesting, because that basically means it's probably a bomb bag. In these settings, and you need either bombs and ZL plus ZL or just a scale to get in. So that implies our scale's available somewhere, or that bomb's locked, or that ZL is someplace silly potentially. Who knows? Gonna reload the shop here for some sticks, because the thing with domain being double path in these settings today, there are only 3 checks in here. It is the torches, the diving minigame, and King Zora.
King Zora would be pretty wacky as the King Dodongo path.
Oh, Sunsong Grave is a wallet hint. Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Here's a boomerang, that's helpful.
Okay. Yeah, Cola, I think Mario's heading adult. Might take advantage of Sunsong to get a couple extra checks here in Market.
I think he will, just because we've found practically nothing in the first half hour.
Yeah, and this has been a pretty long child segment from what we're used to seeing, I would say, in previous seasons. Like,
yeah, for sure.
25 to 30 minutes as a child 1. Usually it's around 15. It makes sense in this case, given the information and the choose, and knowing that you want to, like, use those, do Deku.
Yeah, and having Boomerang might send Mario back to domain sooner, but I don't think Enko's gonna miss it either, as I get a token off Richard. Enko's also guaranteed to get at least 1 item here. Here's one. They both save. Mario saves scum his mirror shield. I don't remember if Inko did.
Yep, Mario will pick that up as adult because you know you're going there anyway.
And it's really not something you need. It's not something you need right then. Yeah, that checks. That's our path.
Yeah, Path Bomb Bag.
Great.
It's surprising how often it happens, considering there's 3 and a hammer.
Yeah, on the one hand, there's 3 available. On the other hand, there's also a lot of stuff we lock.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's out of logic, Cola, but but Inko knows that. There's a scale available somewhere. That's not a vanilla logical scale, at least.
Or a warp. That's true, Cola.
Oh, could be a warp. Yeah, that is a good point. We could have a child warp into Zora's domain or the top of the waterfall. Ligoron is dead, Kokiri is still foolish, 30 is dead, and Kak is still path.
Paradox letter? Paradox letter or something directly locking letter by the looks of it, yeah.
Yeah, because domain's path to Baronade.
Wallets aren't out yet, Star.
No, they aren't.
In fact,
we know the Sunsong Grave wallet can't be hinted path for whatever that's worth, but
yeah. That's so funny.
Also, that's a bad location for the other copy of the King Dodongo domain path. It's in Upper River. Both copies are in River, so
yeah.
Mario might have a hard time figuring out domain's path today. Because 2 of them are in River, the 3rd is on Medagoron, and we don't know where the 4th is, as Inko's about to get this while we were talking about. Our medallion layout: Fire, Jabu, Shadow Forest, DC, and Water. We're missing a Volvagia path and a Bongo path. Not really the 2 things you want to be missing paths for right now, but the game decided that was what it was doing. And give us both KD and Phantom Ganon paths, though. OVB Fresh, no. Incoherent got sequence broke into Zora's River as child with a bomb chew, and then sequence broke from out of logic Zora's River into equally out of logic Zora's domain with a chicken.
It might be all dungeons, Rob.
It's just very, very unlikely.
Unlikely. But it's random warps, so as VXR is saying, Ocarina of Time is Prelude. Usually you wouldn't care about that, but it doesn't go to the Nocturne pad. We do know that, so
yeah, you cannot have 2
towards
safe. You cannot have 2 warp songs go to the same place. Go to the exact same entrance.
Yeah.
Usually not to the same hint region either, so those can get a little funky, but certainly not to the exact same warp. So we will not get a second Nocturne warp. We know we have to have a Bolero warp for access to the skull since all locations reachable, and we know we need access to Child Spirit, because ALR. We don't really actually practically care about Bolero warp, we just know that it has to exist since a World Skull Sanity is off and was in fact explicitly banned today. Child Spirit is unlikely to be hard required with Prelude being the thing, but Random does some really stupid things sometimes. It's not a 0 chance.
Yep.
And yes, you can get a warp song to domain behind King's Road.
Mario back on a quarter heart.
Yep.
Alright, Mario gonna do that standard adult Kakariko loop. We'll find out our Phantom Ganon path pretty quick here.
Bolero in the windmill, and we don't know for sure about that PG path. We don't have access to we don't have a bow.
True. We don't have that. Bow is one of the items we need for Phantom Ganon, obviously. Could be that Bolero warp going to Minuet.
Actually, that could be our path. It is also good because we might not get a Bongo path, so that's handy.
Yeah, we need that.
And actually, that's...
Yeah, we only have 5 path hints, 6 bosses that it's gonna be able to choose from in the hints, because we started with a stone today instead of a medallion, unfortunately.
Yeah. If Bolero goes to Domain, it can be the path. You have a point, Cola. Domain or somewhere else logically relevant, yes. There's also a few other places. Bolero being vanilla would be a funny one, if that's our only access to the song there. Bolero could be our first logical SF with build access for that song. There's a few different ways that Bolero could be it. Dins is also a possibility.
Thought Inko had 10 skulls, but I guess he was a little short.
Seems like it. He's heading towards market now. Hopefully he'll get Boomerang on the way. And let's see where Bolero goes. For Mario, he has his menu at warped Nocturne Pants. We can get back here quickly. And that's vanilla. Yep.
Yep, vanilla Bolero.
This could be the path. Because here's ZL. Can't be directly hinted path, but that could be indirect path.
Yep. 2 seconds, Mario.
I don't think that's an item recorded on the crater heart piece.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Looks like a token or something. Chat can confirm. Loopy, thanks, chat. So yeah, Bolero was possible for ZL access, basically, because it could have also been for that item on the volcano, but it's not.
Yep.
ZL could be it, though, especially because it gets us another song right here. With Bombag being in domain, ZL's not going to be for our direct domain access, since we need a scale for that apparently today, but ZL could be for something here. Well, Mario needs to not do that, though.
Was a piece of heart cola.
Also, Incoherent got a Bombag somewhere I missed. Chat, where was that? I just realized, because he got a bomb refill and not a Bloopy off Child Shooting Gallery.
Yeah, that was
domain. Domain. I'm great thoughts. So he'll also be able to check out Bombchu Bowling, which Mario couldn't check earlier. I'm a little rusty on OoTR comms, apologies. Ray needs a bit of a reboot. The alcove, I was talking about the wall. Yeah, I didn't see the DMC wall item either. I don't think he looked. Serenade here. We've just got almost all the warp songs now.
Minuet? Domain?
Nope, that's a cack warp.
Just
Great, thanks.
I mean, that's kind of nice, I guess. It probably saves you a little time if you come back to do bottom of the well, turn-in skulls, etc., but it's not gonna have any, like, real logical impact on anything.
Hover boots on bowling. That's a useful item.
Inko is going to have, I think, a just baller adult one.
That Metagoron hint play has been paying off huge for him, basically. Because that got him his bomb bag, which got him this, which is gonna get him into which got in just more info on domain, really. This could be a really interesting seed. Also, Inko is very much hoping our final path is a Volvagia hit for their hammer, because he will really need a Bongo path at the rate he's going.
Yeah.
Since he's got hovers, we know he'll pick up Dins, and we already have the Nocturne Warp.
Yep. Then you're just kind of magic.
Yeah.
Mario picking up that mirror shield again.
Yep. You can also check the Hyrule Castle 1 hint here, which I don't think Mario checked, so this could be info. Elf skulls for Inko now.
They kind of match now. Mario put on his Zora tunic. Little lighter shade than Inko's.
Hyrule Castle 1 hint, just a repeat of Frogs 2. Thanks, game. 35 minutes in. We're still kind of in snore mode as we find Nocturne as our final warp song. Cape's just given us all of them.
Yep, and if that takes us out to Desert Colossus...
Yep.
Alright. So we're pretty sure, I mean, there should be no reason that they need Prelude.
Useless.
Yep.
It might be it might be a thing that could be fun to have, but it was absolutely 0% required.
Yeah, exactly.
And Icy Waters is still dead.
Mm-hmm. Our choice, just some cash.
And our third non-warp Song of the Seed here at Colossus is Ipponez.
Okay, okay.
I mean, okay, until Prelude Warp Seed found in Rudos and Jabu, maybe Pyra. There's a couple, there's like some, okay, I guess it's true, Chat saying there's a couple of really, really rare outside edge cases of Prelude being required, but if it is, we're gonna be a last location again, I can tell you that. I might reverse Tom, well, if we're kinda running out of things to do, but also it's just an option to do in GTG, to be honest with you, not in logic, at least. Mario doesn't have those hover boots. We don't have a bow. We don't have a hook shot.
Doesn't have Song of Time.
Nope.
The hook shot is not a problem.
He doesn't care a ton about logic in one sense, but also you do want to at some point find your progression, whatever it is, because Inko hasn't found the logic either.
Yeah, exactly. And Mario is gonna go back child. This is smart. He knows he needs to go to Lake eventually anyway. My guess is that he will probably go buy a bean.
I would expect so, just chasing paths, because he's just so dry on everything. Like, he could go up Goron City to... Like, he's already done the Goron City maze out of logic. He's checked his warp songs. He really can't do much in dungeons. He could dip DC, I guess, but,
yeah.
He's wanting to not use his choose too much yet, and he wants to find whatever it is the seed wants them to do logically, because he hasn't found it. Inko's sequence broke a good amount of it, but also hasn't found it either, so,
yeah.
Inko's told us a fair bit about where our logic isn't right now, but we don't know where it is.
Yeah, Mario...
Yeah, logical domain access, I'm thinking our scale might be on child fishing or something, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, that could be.
A good idea.
That could be.
Because it feels like that scale locking our bomb bag is our, it's our sequence breaker. Also, I did brain fart, but it is King Zora for our path, right? Our second domain path?
Yes. Yep.
So, basically confirmed some form of paradox letter, either direct or slog, or the long way.
Yep.
So we have a boomerang. We know we need domain access before we can obviously do KZ.
Yeah, it would be really good, I think. I think if Mario finds a bottle, he's probably going ice out of logic. Just to find something.
Yeah.
That would be really good for him, though.
Yeah. Actually, upon further thought, I don't believe we can get Prelude to Zora's Fountain as access.
No,
we know
can't,
KZ's path
Spirit's bomb locked, yeah.
Yeah, Spirit's bomb locked, and we know KZ's path to Baronite, so that would not be working.
But it could, again, be, like Chat pointed out, if Prelude went into Fountain and Letter was, like, in there, that's a different story, but...
It cannot be our domain access, yeah. No idea what Mario's skill can is. It really, really feels like child fishing or Valley or something, because we're running drier than dry on checks.
Yeah, so what's left? We've got
10 skulls. Lake. I'm not even sure 20 skulls is in logic, I'll be honest with you. We have so few items.
Yeah, Boomerang's not in logic. Bombs aren't in logic.
No. I don't even think we have 20s. We've got a warp songs. I don't think they give enough in those skulls.
No bottle, yeah.
No. Like, they've both sequence broken a couple skulls each. They can get 20, it's just not in logic.
Yeah, exactly.
20's
not going to be the answer, is what you're getting at.
No, 20 isn't this answer right now. Open Grotto's available. I think Mario's just gonna do a south field trip, the Open Grotto Valley Lake, because this is basically the only thing left in logic at this point.
I'm very
it's hard to know
surprised
with Dungeon Shuffle because there are loose tokens around. You can't hard count. That is true, Pyra, but we've also just seen. We also haven't seen that many token chests, and we're really, really running out of everything.
Was that the other wallet?
I was just about to ask what that is on top of DC. Yeah, I don't have no idea.
Well, it can't be a bomb bag, so
Great.
I assume it's a wallet.
Great, thank you. That's actually important to know given the King Zora shenanigans right now.
Exactly.
And so main still path to Baronade in DC. That's also kind of an ugly spot. I don't know if Mario's going to go there without a bomb bag at this point. Unless the strength upgrade shows up soon, which it might. As Darunia's dead, great.
Yeah. I am very surprised Mario is making this hike without having picked up a bean, to be honest.
I would have gotten a bean before going here, yeah, because you're running low on checks, you know Lake is path. He doesn't know Domain's path, because all of the Domain paths are in terrible spots for him.
Yeah, it's more the...
I would get the bean.
You know Lake. Yeah, Haunted Wasteland was
Bomb Shoes, which we don't really care much about. Sadly, Open Grotto, not our answer.
Valley or Child Fishing?
Scarecrow Child DC Skulls, nothing thank you chat for the confirmation. Because we have to find something on Child Fishing or Valley. I think we're just about out of everything else. Lens is funny but not helpful right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's even...
Because our warp songs don't get us new checks right now. We know Fire is foolish, that can't be it. We don't have access to Child Spirit logically, so it's not there.
Yeah. So this is interesting.
Warp songs are a loaded junk.
Cola makes a good point that, like, King Zora is in logic.
We have adult domain access, yes.
Yeah, we just don't have a bottle.
Well, but yeah, getting 2 KZs in logic. Actually doing it isn't because we don't have... I swear if bottles are next item for progression.
If bottle is what is in, like, Lake or Valley here, I would be so happy. There has to be a scale for the bombs. Like, there's gotta be something else.
There's gotta be something. We're really, really, really out of chat. Yeah, bottle might be our path in Child Fishing for Lake Highlight Path to Morpho just because it locks King Zora for a scale for everything apparently.
Everything.
This is a hard logical last location for Mario. I think he's done everything in logic.
So you're saying this seed is bottlenecked?
Yes. It does not found anything either on his side so far in this sequence breakthrough DC, as a side note. There's a lot of checks near with Dungeon Skulls, and they've all been junk. That's
fair, that's fair, Chad. I deserve it.
I have no idea what this is in the waterfall, by the way.
It's the bottle for sure. We've spoken it into existence for them.
Nope, it's a hookshot. That helps.
I was not expecting that to be there.
Me neither, but that does unlock something, as we find out. I think that's 50.
Easily gives us 20 skulls in logic.
That gives us 20 skulls, that gets us adult lakes checks, and that gets us a bit more stuff to do in the GTG area, because I guess, GTG Stalfos is in because Epona's is in, as a side note, as that is.
God. Stalfos being our scale.
Oh my god. I mean, we're really down to, Hookshot itself doesn't... I guess Hookshot also locks in some stuff in Forest, so there's a bit more, but there's 10 checks opened by Hookshot, maybe? Big Ron is still dead. I mean, Hookshot opens up some checks, but it's not a million checks. We still don't have a bow or bombs for Mario logic, or in or out of logic here. We're still missing stuff.
Forest Temple Skulls, not in logic.
Yeah, good point.
But
some of them are. We have Forest access.
We do?
We think. Oh wait, no, we don't. We do not have that. Actually, yeah. Okay, I'm just failing at reading my Unnotes sheet. Yeah, we do not have logical access here, Frank.
No, we don't. Yeah. Yeah, I had this thought when we saw whatever song we got there, because that was what went out to Colossus, right?
Nocturne, right? I forgot that as
Yeah,
well.
we got Nocturne there. That went to Colossus, which, like, helps us a little because it furthers the likelihood of Prelude probably not being needed.
When we say logic, what does that mean? So the randomizer has inbuilt logic to make sure that the seed is beatable. You're not going to have all bombs locked behind bomb bag. You're not going to have a hammer on Volvagia or a mirror shit on Twin Rova, for instance. So you can deduce where stuff has to be because you've done everything the game expects you to do. Mario has done just about everything the seed expected him to do before finding that hookshot. There's really not much of anything left he could have done that the game thinks he can do right now, with the items he found in logic. Some of the stuff is out of logic. Bomb chews are not in logic, so some of the bomb lock stuff he's gotten is out. That bloopy isn't it, so that hookshot was a hard logical second. Yeah, second to hard last location for him. Woof.
Yeah, our Fortress access is out of logic.
Yeah, that's I just realized is the thing with Minuet is that's where it was. His opponent is Colossus. So yeah, Hookshot puts Adult Lake and 20 skulls in. So wahoo.
Yep. So even though GTG is available, Gerudo Training Grounds for anyone who is a little newer, it is not technically available in logic. So Mario has been sticking pretty closely to that logic, you know, picking up a few items with chews, using them kind of sparingly though, and at least at the start here, like, you don't make the hike to Valley Lake if you're not feeling like you're missing something big.
Yeah, Mario has done everything he could possibly do in logic, and most of the more convenient out of logic things before going to this. It does not feel good to be in this position. He's also getting money I had thinking about King's Aura potentially at this point. Or for that Goron tunic since we do have a Goron shop.
Yeah. Hasn't seen that second wallet yet, but is probably thinking something else is out here.
Yeah.
I imagine he hikes straight to Lake first, though.
Yeah, this is like the stupidest of stupid edge cases, but that Goron shop warp is our first access to buying a Goron tunic. We don't actually have
we don't have a strength or a bow or bombs.
And fire is the forest, but anyway. So even though the dungeon's foolish. But if Hammer shows up soon, we might have a Volv on our hands soon.
Yeah, honestly, I think they probably do fire earlier than you would usually see runners choose to do a foolish dungeon because it's the forest medallion. Gives you a song a third of the way to another song.
Mm-hmm. And we have logical Goron tunic access by way of a Goron shop warp, which is the stupidest thing. I mean, we still have to find something. This is not in logic for Renko right now. We don't have a way to blow up like the Goron in logic, or climb DMT without that hammer or that logical bomb bag, because that bomb bag is skill locked. The joys of this mess.
Yeah. And one of the things I mentioned earlier, both of these runners are just so smart. They think about the logic. That's what's really fun for them. Like, they like playing through the seed, of course. But they are just so in tune with the nuances of logic that I bet they're kind of like, this is fun.
Oh, they absolutely have to be thinking about it. For both sides, they have very, very different amounts of information. It's Goron City Hammer, still dead. They have very, very different information here, but they both know that this is an interesting mess logically. Inko's gonna reset the timer here and then go check the wall.
Well, I thought the wall was just a piece of heart. Was it actually a bottle or something? Oh, gotcha.
Bloopy on Tektite Grotto is not it. Arania Bombach is in Zora's domain, which, so we have a double domain path, which the hint location, it is domain path to Baronade for something on King's Word that leads to Ruto's letter. We have 2 wallets and no battle for it, yay. And we have domain path to King Dodongo for a bomb bag on the Fortune's chest. Unfortunately for Mario, we don't know when he's going there. He's got 0 logical access to domain right now. We know that has to be a scale due to the bomb bag location. And the 4 hints for domain path are Goron City Metagoron, DC, and Double Zora's River, which are all kind of terrible without that bomb bag.
Yeah, and this is going to be kind of even more interesting. Like, I think Mario's going to get a lot of important information here.
What was
like, we're
that?
getting a scale or a bottle.
Was that River
probably.
Foolish? Was that River Foolish just now for Inco? That doesn't help Mario if he gets
Yeah, that would be
somewhere.
bad for Mario.
That makes it even less likely for Mario to go where he needs to go. It's Zora's something, Sorry, I thought River, but chat needs to confirm that.
Yeah, well, it can't be domain. And we had
There's
an Icy
light
Waters
arrows.
hint.
Fantastic. Yeah, so it has to be River.
So it has to be River. There's
Go for
bow.
Inco, and light arrows are required, but are absolutely not helping game for Mario on Lapper.
Oh, it was Fountain?
No, it can't be because we had top of top L. I think we've had an Icy Waters in. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's that, unless we've gone collectively scatterbrained. Yeah, okay, VX are confirming those over and making sure we're not insane.
Yeah, I know. I was like, did they change that? Have I been lying about how hints work?
So, Inco with that bow can now check Adult Shooting Gallery, because we're still not sure what our CAC path to PG hint is. Which actually is getting a... I'm assuming at this rate is going to be our Saria's access, I think, because...
Strength. Still need a strength.
True. There's our hammer! There's her.
Oh, okay.
Volv is potentially killable if that... People's keys are really...
That is interesting, because I really thought we were finding...
That's also our logical bow access. It gets us our boomerang of dubious use and our mirror shield of even less use. Yeah, it gets us boomerang of questionable usefulness right now and mirror shield of 0 use right now.
Yeah, mirror shield.
It gets us our lens of 0
logic.
use.
We still don't have that adult access to that area,
true,
and we can't use that as child.
Oh yeah, true, I forgot that. It gets us our lens it gets us our lens in logic in the field scrub, so that's equally dead right now. Yeah, so hammer gets us a bow and Volvagia because we have a Goron shop warp.
Yep, and we don't know if our hover's locked in fire yet.
Potentially, yeah. I suspect it might be just because I'm almost suspecting it's that the song is our the song on Prelude's gonna be our thing at the rate we're going.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mario
taking that hammer.
File, we don't have access to dungeons. Is our bigger problem right now with that boomerang. The Deku skulls were collectively garbage, and we really haven't had much else. Hovers are bombbox or Volv isn't in logic. Oh, that's a good point, Bailnack. Probably not, but... right, hovers were on bowling. So there's some degree of stupid happening. Enko, unfortunately, one of the things for Enko is he's sequence broke enough that I don't know when he's getting that hook shot, because he's got a ton of other stuff to do right now.
Yeah, I mean, with those hovers, like, he'll find his way to GTG and that area at some point. Has low enough hearts that death warping out of the waterfall would be well within reason.
Yeah, that is true, because he's gonna get his Requiem warp here in just a second off Minuet, and we know opponents at Colossus.
Yeah, exactly.
And that'll get him HBA since he just picked up his bow a minute ago.
Yeah, Cola, exactly.
Yeah. Prelude is
always
not our domain access. No.
Yep. I'm just really surprised that it was hammer
Honestly,
and
me
not a
too.
bottle or a scale.
Same. Hammer is like the most confusing item we could have gotten as a logical last location off adult fishing.
Right, because, like, really it gives us what Mario is about to show us, and this isn't even in logic.
No, the thing it gets us is adult shooting gallery, which Inko hasn't shown yet because he hasn't been back to CAC yet with his
Yeah.
bow.
And
We
CAC
do
is
know
path.
CAC is path, yeah, Jinx. But we don't know what for. We've gotten CAC to PG. We have Din's Bolero, which got a ZL and adult shooting gallery, so fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, okay, a strength gets us a little of the ways into DC. Inko didn't find anything there, really.
No, Mario's gonna buy some more bomb shoes here, which does make a lot of sense from his perspective, because he still doesn't have this really terribly located bomb bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, legitimately, this bomb bag location is just garbage this season. It could be we have too lot of accessible scales, somehow the hammer's needed for both. That is possible, Cola. There's some degree of just absolute goofiness with the logic in this seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we're unraveling it till we find that scale.
Creator Fairy.
No, we can't blow up Link the Goron.
We have...
Although, wait, no, hammer, we can climb DMT and go from the other way. Good point. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We're gonna find where that fire boss key is, I guess, so there's this for something, potentially.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's early. I don't want to watch all the fire killing all of the skulls for a key. Ugh.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting, because we have a logical Goron tunic, because even though we can't blow up Link the Goron, we have a warp into the Goron shop of all stupid things. Bolero is... Oh, Bo also looks at the Goron, I guess that's fine, so never mind. Forgot that is now in, lol, so whatever that sort. So, Goron shop warp no longer relevant anyway, funny. So, but, yeah, Bolero's actually not path anymore because we can get into there without it now. So yeah, let's clear that off because ZL didn't lock it. ZL's only really locked a Serenade in the Composer Grave, which gets us to CAC, which is unhelpful to the extreme. I think Inko's making our South field trip now, by the way, having found not much.
Yep. Which
Mario's
is good.
Not seen any of the domain paths. Unfortunately, they're all in some of the absolute worst places possible for him, basically.
Yeah. Fortunately, he doesn't have that River Foolish hint.
At least not yet, yeah. But the issue is that there are 4 domain paths. They're on Metagoron, in DC, in 2 in Zora's River.
Which is foolish.
Yes, the foolish shit is on DMT, so Mario's not getting that anytime super fast, but because of the locations of all of them are basically places Mario's not going without a bomb bag, he's not doing them.
I actually think, like, okay, you beat Fire here, of course, you're gonna go check your Crater Fairy, you're gonna do the upper part of Crater into Trail Fairy, and probably get the River Foolish hint.
Which we know would be terrible for Mario.
Which would be bad.
Hey, here's the boss key.
Oh,
yeah, we do. He's gonna be happy to get this. I want to see what the Prelude song is.
The randomizer said, "You've got enough on your plate with this seed. Here's your nice free boss key."
Can we get involved with the 38-second timer? Mario's got enough chews that he could do chew strats. I don't think he's getting this otherwise. Yeah.
Yep. And saving
he's good,
just
I'm
in
not
case.
Sure he's that good. Yeah, Mario's good, but a 38-second timer without is not enough to do it without the cheese strats.
Yeah.
Inko's about to get the Serenade of Absent Sadness.
Yeah, but can also check these torches. Mario did this as adult. So
we don't have a hint for this. This could be something interesting. And happy 1 hour, everyone. We've been a hot mess logically today.
Ooh.
Do you want to explain how this works, by the way, for the cheese strat?
Do I know how it works?
Yeah.
I mean, you need 9. You need to step back a little bit. You use nuts to explode the chews, but other than that, it works the same way as the bombs, where they're interacting with the second hitbox that Volvagia has, because there's actually 2 stored in this arena. The one that pops out and then the one that flies around. So when you see her fly into that hole, you're just attacking where the bombs and that hitbox interact.
Yep. There's a small key. Mario doesn't care. They both know fire is foolish, so they do not care about that. And nothing on the Sunsong grave.
Inside each of us, there are 2 dragons.
I mean, it is the Year of the Dragon coming up soon. I am himself born of the Year of the Dragon myself, though Chinese New Year's.
Yo, same! Just much
actually
farther apart than we probably want to talk about.
I don't think either of us quite wants to out our real ages yet here, no. So we have had the pleasure to meet each other in person a few times, which has been
yeah.
Nice. Anyway, DMC Fairy, which is in logic now, though Mario sure doesn't know it. Well, actually, no, I think he knows, because he has Hammer to go the long way around. Great. And Furores is nice, but absolutely not the thing we needed to unstick the seed's logic.
It's even nicer if you have magic, which neither runner does, unfortunately.
Yeah, so what does a hammer get us, basically? Adult
Well,
shooting?
it does get us that bow, like you said, which Mario is going to get in this loop. The downside of Mario doing this loop, again, is getting that River Foolish hint.
Yeah, 20 skulls. I think 20 skulls or adult shooting might be the 2 things at the rate we're going for our logical progression, because Hammer gets us Boomerang for guaranteed 20 skulls, and also that bow for adult shooting for it.
Yeah, having the hook shots, I think.
Prelude's out of logic. The Prelude check's unfortunately out of logic because that boss key was early and we don't have hover parts. So with the key on Volve, I think it's very unlikely we could climb fire without hovers for it.
Yeah, still no bottle.
Won't have a bottle.
So we could very well be looking at our hammer in Lake, gets us our bow in Trail here, gets us our scale on adult shooting, to get us the bomb bag, to get us everything else.
Yeah. And here's the hint that we know Mario does not want to see.
Yep. And yeah,
this is going to send him away from the thing he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely thinking 20 skulls, which is good. We know there's very, very little left in logic, and this is one of those this handful of things in logic.
Yeah.
Chad has a point, too, that I'd forgotten. His Inco actually hasn't gotten his Boomerang yet, which, hopefully he gets that at some point here.
Yeah, no, decided to go Southfield. Mario is gonna go into DC, I would assume, as chat's saying. Yeah, that 20 skulls, be able to do 20 skulls and adult shooting, which are the last, checks that he needs as far as what path is.
Yep. There's his bow, which tells him a smidge about logic, as Inco gets his lens he doesn't really want. Mario checking. Okay, yep, that's a wallet. I might want that.
Yeah, I assume he picks it up so he can buy more chews at minimum.
Yeah, even if he doesn't know his domain's double path, you're right here anyway. You might.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going back.
We're just abandoning it entirely. Also good.
That's
not good.
Oh, he's going. He hasn't gone this way yet.
Oh, okay.
Please go back, Mario. We want you to go get your wallet. No, the 72. I see.
He's got hammer. He'll get the hint probably.
Oh, he might get his Metagross hit. Good point. I forgot. He had better go check it because he's missing the two.
He's got
he's
got the hammer out.
Yeah, he's got 3 path hints missing. He should check it, which is... Please check it, Mario. If you don't, this is his best opportunity for it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So, Mario, much safer in the green. Inko, unfortunately, did South Field, did not go to Valley. Just away from that hook shot still.
Hopefully it goes there after this, but I don't know. It's so hard to say, but...
That's such... Like, that hike going from lake to valley feels so bad, though, when you're doing it. You're like, this is so slow, I've got to climb this ladder, I've got to backwalk.
Yeah, he also could do it as a pull, potentially. He's got Eponos and a zero amount of stuff to do at this point there.
Yeah. Yeah, Cola. Like, path hints, obviously, very important, good info to have.
Yo, Dino Link, merci.
Oh.
And hover boots are on Bomb Jubal. Like, Mario only just got, finally, the Sora's Domain to King Dodongo path hint that Inko has had for about, 40 minutes?
Yep.
45? Like it's been a while.
It has been a while. And Mario...
and that has been the
dipping.
Big difference this seed, is Inko followed that path. I mean, Mario's at this point going to go look for his mom back, because he knows that Domain's path for it now.
Yeah, also didn't pick up the wallet.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't pick up the wallet, though, because he just got that Domain path.
Because he hasn't gotten his path bottle here yet.
It's probably... I mean, there's gotta be something here. We're seriously running out of logical checks. Mario only knows it's single path, but he's also running so hard out of logical everything. He should have picked up that wallet. And just a heart piece. So... Dins?
Wait, I thought Medigoron was the Baronade.
Oh, it might have been. Good point. I forgot. Yeah. I mean, in any... Yeah, right. No, both KD paths were river. Whoops. Good. So I think Mario's gonna... I think this is 20 for Mario. We're going to confirm for sure what our CAC path is here in a minute.
Yeah.
Goron Pot's a new check for Inko, which could be good. That is 20. Okay, yep, for Mario.
Alright. What you got for us, Skulls?
Hey, there's our scale.
There's
Finally.
a scale. Oh. Oh, no.
That's such a bad spot for a scale. Oh, great. Alright, we finally got seed.
Where's our path bottle?
There might be multiple bottles available.
There might be.
Also... There also might be multiple. There's still also a 5th path missing. Who knows where? Because we're missing one to either Volve or Bongo.
Yeah.
More likely Bongo, I think, since apparently the hammer's path to Morpha, but it's not a guarantee. Storm, some Prelude, which means that Ice Caverns are Saria's song, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so the scale is definitely, like, we already kind of knew that the scale was going to be our thing, but we also know that it's path to Phantom Cannon.
Yeah, which means it has to lock all strength. Well, no, in this case, actually...
It's even just for access, yeah.
At this point, it's for access, yeah, because, Beating Fire is in Logic now. Storms is in.
Inko was adult briefly.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is actually after the 1 hour mark. Usually we try to do this on the hour, but happy 1 hour, everyone.
I said that a few minutes ago. Let's see, please do here, give our runners a follow, MrMario 7788 and Incoherent, as well as my code Melically, and our trackers, Tumble Talk and Baseball. Between Tom Baseball and I, we're kind of sort of splitting restreaming and monitoring somewhere among us as well, so good shouts to them on that.
You know what, VXR? I don't read very good. I don't listen very good either.
There's a lot going on, so... You're good, Tom, on the girl power thingy. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Mario's about to not be happy. Yeah, this is gonna be a feels bad bomb bag for Mario. He's gonna find it and go, "Oh, you're kidding, game? Why?"
Yep.
He also is going to assume that Baroneda's path is for that, which might hurt him as far as KZ goes. Like, he knows there's really not... This has been just a fairly miserable chain of logical last locations for Mario. He last locationed the hookshot into last locationing that hammer, into last locationing that bow, last locationing the hammer, which got him bow as well as boomerang, as he now knows, for 20 skulls for the scale to get here for this. It doesn't feel good to have been doing logical last locations for, like, the entire seed so far, basically. Like, it was a 43-minute hookshot, I think.
Yeah, like, it doesn't feel good, especially in a one-on-one where you kind of always think that you're behind. But as we know, like, between these two runners, like, they both have been in very similar positions. Yeah, Inko, you know, found the hints, went into domain, got a bomb bag, has gotten some other items. But as chat is saying, Mario's gonna follow the bomb bag, which, I mean, frankly, is a good thing, and he's already skipped some of the steps even, because he beat fire, which the scale leads to our bomb bag, which leads to our hovers, which he knows he needs to beat fire even, but it gave us storms, and storms gives us a lot of checks in bottom of the well.
It does. Looking at our stuff here, the scale being path to PG tells us basically diddly squat about where strengths are, because that scale just locks everything this seed. Yeah, hookshot and boomerang just suck for Inko at this point, unfortunately. I'm not sure when he's getting there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this has just been a trolley seed to no end for both runners.
Yep. Mario...
Inko is gonna find his logic, at least.
Yes.
And he's gonna... Yep, there it is. I mean, he had to be expecting that. He's also been last locationing, though his sequence broke more. I'm, like, not 100% sure that hookshot was a lot harder to core for 20 skulls, because dungeon tokens makes it hard to count, but somewhere in the mix, I think that ended up being what it was. Like, it's just been a mess. Okay, Inko, I kind of hope Inko routes towards GTG potentially as a Dilla and gets his boomerang and hookshot on the way. It might be one of his better options right now, or get boomerang right now would also be fine.
Yeah, I imagine that he ends up getting it as an adult. On his way to do Adult Lake.
Yeah, Adult Lake's an option for him as well, as Mario's about to get his hover boots. Because Inko's also running out of checks at this point. The DC path is unfortunately the other copy of the Baronade path. Both KD paths are in River, which is foolish, and Mario is not checking them at this point. I thought he might have checked the upper river hint, just because he still is missing 2 paths, but he did not, unfortunately, so, I don't think he's getting it anytime fast.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate, because getting that bomb bag, he's thinking, oh, I'm just not getting a King Dodongo hint now.
Yeah.
Because you were already knowing you're not getting a dungeon hinted.
Because just five paths and 6 dungeons, yeah. Which, well, the bottleneck is path just to a different dungeon, unfortunately, and Mario, I don't think, is ever getting his KD path. I don't think the wallets are getting any direct path either at this point. Well, one of them's directly hinted by a sometimes hint, and the other's probably not getting a direct hint anyway.
Yeah.
And there's just no bottles to be found this seed in hour 16 in, so there's no sequence breaking through ice. Plus, Ice Cavern is Saria's song at this point, which I think both runners. Well, he's definitely deduced. Enko is still missing a bit of info, as he is going to get his boomerang good. That's quite good for him. Mario changing his mind about something.
Yeah.
No, he just remembered he has storms, probably.
Yeah, Mario's not going downriver at all, is the thing, because he has a scale to get in through the shortcut.
Enko
and river is foolish, so.
Alright, Mario's gonna go do the well, which makes sense for him. This is full in logic. It is one of our more logical locations.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Skullhouse. Funny game.
Meanwhile, Inko did get Boomerang as adult, like I thought, calling Epona.
Yeah, gonna head over either, probably just at a lake at this point, so he'll pick up his hammer.
Yep, and then I would assume Inko does what Mario did, just as adult. Takes that,
yeah,
and ends up doing all of Valley as an adult here.
Hopefully, because it does get him hammer rocks, is a good point.
Yep.
A blue fire bottle would be amazing to see, honestly.
Yeah. The blue fire in it isn't in logic, so we would still be concerned about them, like, finding those wallets and piecing that together, but they're not going to be blowing that blue fire on anything other than King Zora.
Mm-hmm. In another scene where it wasn't quite so logically bottlenecked, Mario might be thinking more about that. Oh hey, Inko's going Valley before Adult Lake. I just routing it in the way, which fair enough. We'll get him his hookshot because if he'd gotten his hammer first, he might have gone fire before hookshot, which would have been bad. But this way it works out better. King's War skip is allowed in this tournament, yes. Let's see. Brain's just going in too many places at once. Oops. Oh yeah, Mario in another seed might be more inclined to do KZ because Bombex is often a questionable path. Nothing on Hamrocks, due to there being 3 in the seed, but he knows that is a path Bombex. He near about logical last location did. That is not a question for him, which is kind of unfortunate. Depending on when we get our KZ access, which could be a while at this point.
Forgot Inko picked up double defense, so this is going to be a slightly longer death warp than you usually want, but...
We currently really don't have any... Like, between our two runners, we have no new completable dungeons of Medallion or Stone right now. We don't have Letter for Jabu access, we don't have Magic for Shadow, we don't have a Strength upgrade for Forest, and we can't even get into Water Temple, so... great seed, and we don't have Strength 2 for Adult Spirit, although Child Spirit's a thing that exists, by the way. Still out of logic, though. And Inko didn't get the hook shot. Inko checked the crate, but didn't get hook. Oh dear. Better get it on his way back out, I'd hope.
Yeah, I think what Inko probably thought was the same thing I thought was, oh crap, I have 4.5 or 3.5 hearts, but it's double
There's
defense.
Our bottle.
There's the bottle. And so it's gonna take a long time. I'm gonna go into GTG, save in there, and then I can check Waterfall after and save.
And there's our first strength. Okay, we're finally getting somewhere.
We have all of the answers now.
Most of them. We're still missing ourselves. We still need magic, and we still need magic irons and long shots.
But the questions that we had currently, other than where are the remaining items,
we're getting there.
Like, that resolves our Phantom Ganon path.
There's our gold scale. Okay, that's helpful for water temple, technologically. Yeah, we are getting there bit by bit. Also, funny scale spot game, absolutely fantastic.
Very scale locked.
Yeah. It is scale locked to the extreme. Yes. Lab dive was hinted. Yes, it's junk. Oh, okay, it's a skull token, so technically not junk, but anyway.
Not junk, but junk.
We don't need 50. It's just, yeah.
We don't need to think about that one.
Unfortunately, we really don't have any hints for our iron boots, so we might not need them at this point with that gold scale.
Yeah.
Because our warp-up path was eaten by the hammer, which locks everything, I guess.
Yep.
And we don't know what our 5th path is. It's either Volve or Bongo, and if it's Volve, it's for something silly. Bongo might be helpful to the magic.
Yeah, so the hovers can technically be hinted still.
Hovers
but they're...
could be hinted, yeah, we could get...
Hammer's already hinted.
Scales hinted for Cacta PG. At this point, it's not the Dins.
Wallets don't lock each other.
No.
Hookshot wasn't required.
But while the walls didn't lock each other, we know that both of them have to lock Ruto's letter behind KZ somehow. So it could be our second wall on DMT gets a path hint because that locks Shadow somehow for silly goofiness. Hi, bomb locked bomb bag. Thanks, game. It could be a Long on Ranch path, yeah, because our Nocturne Warp was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much I care about. Yeah, it's a chew pack. Yeah, I don't think they care too much at this point about their 5th path, potentially. We're gonna see a DTG trip here for Inco. Could be some interesting stuff. Technically out of logic, but...
Yeah, I think the most useful that last path could be is for that magic.
Yeah, at this point, or unless it's the 1 in 10 chance our boss keys on Central Pillar, and that actually hints irons, but the scene's been so logically convoluted that our 5th path could be almost anything.
Yeah.
Which really doesn't help. It'll be possible to be for magic, also true with Cola, depending where our magics are.
Yes, I'm just saying what's probably most useful.
Yeah, if it is possible, magic would be the most useful path we could get, basically. And hey, our item Vic chest here is
oh
bottle.
No!
Oh, this Inco's first bottle.
That bottle. I mean, it's still out of logic, hugely, but
yeah, we kind of that one's bottle locked. Because Epona's is at the Colossus. And our Requiem Warp is on the Minuet check with Saria Song and Ice Cavern, which we know has to be left behind Ruto's letter, which has to be behind King Zora, which has to be behind a different bottle, the only one of which we found right now besides this is in the well, which is behind Fire Temple. And then Incoherent hasn't gotten his hammer yet, because that's on Arrow Fishing. Yeah, and you have to also go physically turn into Big Poe, too, before you can use that bottle, which doesn't help anything. Mario's warping to the Goron shop here. I'd assume this is a forest trip, I think. Yeah, well, maybe DC first, but those are his next 2 dungeons to clear: forest and DC. Yeah, DC first. Please get your wallet, Mario, by the way. We know you need it. We get DMT storms as well. We're We're not missing a lot of hindstones. We still haven't found a skull mask hint as a side note.
Oh, that's true. I kind of thought Mario would be starting that earlier, but he didn't.
DMT to Bongo for that wallet. Oh, that's
Oh, okay.
although he might just assume it's for the bow, which might be a problem.
Yeah, but he just picked up that bottle, so hopefully he's thinking I should no.
No, he just missed his wallet. Oh dear.
He's like, it's fine. He's just gonna go ice.
I thought that was DMT XR, but it might have been DMC. No, it can't be DMC. DMC was ZL for the song. There was nothing in DMC that could be else,
yeah.
He's gonna get the other domain to Baronade hint for that bomb back. Great. Well, what he thinks is a bomb back, that is.
Yeah.
Bow could be the path to Bongo, and that's what he's going to assume is the path, honestly, because it's the only bow we found today, but, we know it's not. We know it's not the only thing. He needs a wallet pop in there as well. Unfortunately, there's not a bow in DC, but I'm kind of hoping for Mario's sake there's another bow available somewhere, because I don't know how else he's getting his wallet today, apparently. Or there's a blue fire bottle, which is a very low chance our last non-Ruta's letter bottle's available somewhere with a blue fire in it.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not super concerned about picking up the wallet, because even though it is something logical, if he decides to go ice at any point in time, he'll be picking up blue fire for King Zora. It's just when he decides to do that, it's tricky.
Especially because it's a sequence break at this point, and he's been following logic a lot this seed.
Yep.
What does he choose to break logic and head into Ice Cavern? I don't know. Nenko is gonna not be buying blue fire. I think he's probably gonna do Casey, but
we're concerned about a wallet because we might have Paradox Letter. I mean, it's some version of Paradox Letter.
We're guaranteed some type of Paradox Letter.
We just don't know how far behind.
Yeah, we know Domain is, for context, Domain is double path to King Dodongo and Baronade. The King Dodongo path is confirmed a bomb bag on the torches, locking everything in the seed, apparently. The Baronade path has to be on King Zora. One wallet was just hinted a few minutes ago as being path to Bongo on DMT. Well, potentially it's not a guarantee, but it is a thing that would help Mario go pick it up, potentially. The other wallet was hinted and just plain free on Sunsong Grave, because they started with Sunsong this seed. Unfortunately, Mario is basically never getting his other domain path, because the 4 domain, he had no domain paths for a while, because his 4 domain paths, the 4 domain paths are, the 2 for domain to Baronade are Metagoron and DC. The 2 for King Dodongo, domain to King Dodongo, were both in Foolish River, which Mario does have the hint for, unfortunately. It's just kinda not great. Like, it is possible for Mario to do so, it's a Paradox Letter, but, it would probably require him to find another bow, and we don't know where that is. The bow might also be the path. We don't actually know for sure, but wallet is a distinct possibility to be our Bongo path here in DMT. It's more than 0 info. At least it's more than the info he's never getting out of River about the double domain path. At least so.
Right. Exactly. Here is Inko getting his hookshot.
This is gonna be a feels bad hour 30 Sphere 0 hookshot. About 50 minutes after Mario picked it up, I think.
And we do have a poll going on. What does King Zora have?
That is a good question. Thank you to whichever one of my fellow restreamers put it up. Letter, Strength 2. Slingshot would be the comedy option for Wood's target. Yikes, yeah. Magic or long shot. It could be irons, by the way. There's a few different levels of silly here. The hint command needs an update. Active PG is confirmed for a scale because that scale locked the path bomb back in domain, which locks the seed. So.
Yep.
Let's see. Domain to Barony is confirmed to be King Zora for something. Domain to King Dodongo is the bomb bag. Lake highlighted Morpha is the hammer, which locks the bomb bag, which locks everything, I guess. And DMT to Bongo is either the wall or the bow. We don't know which.
Yeah.
Because it is the only bow in the seed so far, and we do know the wallet is required. Hammer doesn't hardlock bombs. I think big hookshot being sphere 0 means 20 skills will be able to get a skill, but it did get you the boomerang, which would have made 20 skills technically a bit easier for this skills anyway. So a little bit of just fun. It's just a kind of a collection of like it was kind of just a chain of mostly logical applications Mario did for like around the hour mark.
Yeah, the hookshot makes 20 available very quickly.
Alright, King Dodongo down for Mario here at an hour 31. Second medallion for him. Enko's still only at 1, though we know Fire is pretty clear, which he's gonna go do here in a couple minutes because he's about to get his hammer.
Yep.
I'd probably, let's see. So, Mario has a bit of an item advantage and a bit of a dungeon progression advantage. He does not, however, have the information Incoherent does right now, as welcome in DK64 Speedruns rating with a party of 75. We ourselves a collective, hot mess.
Yeah. Welcome in DK64Randomizer.com. I know that's not the actual channel name, but very fun game. Check it out.
MrMario versus Incoherent. This is Seed 1 versus Seed 64 in the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 7 Standard Tournament. We're an hour and 32 minutes in. This seed's been a hot mess logically and kind of practically to play, honestly. Mario, the favorite here, is a first seed against Incoherent, the 64th seed, first and last seeds of the tournament, but it's not as clear-cut as you might think, despite Mario having one more dungeon complete and a few extra items. Inko's about to go catch up on that dungeon right now by doing fire, and has a knowledge advantage that we don't know when and if Mario's going to be resolving anytime too quickly, depending on things. We're missing a magic, a long shot. We're missing magic and long shot, and we're missing magic and long shot guaranteed for Gobo. We have an idea of where Rudo's letter is. We know it's behind King Zora somehow, and we might not need Iron Boots.
Yeah, and honestly, there's a lot of dungeons left to go where we might find those last items. But it'll kind of all play out in if we see Mario make his way to King Zora, if it is directly Rudo's letter. Like, Inko's gonna be able to get storms here. We'll probably go do King Zora and then go Child, do Bottom of the Well, do Jabu, assuming that it is letter.
Mario should know all this is behind letter, right? Yes, serious business. He should. He knows that Sorry Song is nice captain at this point. He's seen enough in song info for that. Inko doesn't yet, but Inko will know for sure as well once he gets storms off Prelude. Mario's also just doing this because it's progression and there's nothing stopping that prescription from being there.
Nope.
Or something else like a magic meter or Iron's Rock.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what ends up being there.
Oh, I think everyone wants to know what our item with King Zora is today.
I will say the move that has surprised me most today is probably that Inko ended up doing GTG. I'm sure it was a little bit of a still doesn't have a hook shot, felt very behind because of that. Again, we know that that's not necessarily the case. Both runners have some advantages and disadvantages of where they're at in the race, like you've summarized nicely. But Inko doesn't know that, obviously, and so I think he was throwing a Hail Mary out there, which he usually wouldn't do.
Especially against a runner like Mario here.
Right, exactly. And it's just GTG is so deep in this seed. And it didn't pay out.
Mostly didn't, but it did get him his first bottle, which is
True.
bigger than you might think in this mess, actually.
It's true. He can go do ice and actually have letter when he goes child again, rather than going to bottom of the well first.
Yeah.
Again, assuming it is letter.
You know, even if it's not letter, it's going to be huge info for him as we get a slingshot. Thanks!
Amazing.
Great. Well, that's not the thing on KZ, I guess.
Yay!
Probably. Unless,
I don't know. That would be a slingshot lock sling.
Yeah. Did I mention this seed's a hot mess?
I really like this seed. I think it's fun.
No, it's great for us as viewers. I'm not sure the runners are so amused.
Super comedy options. Something on light arrow cutscene. Behind everything.
That would be funny. Because we have slowly, bit by bit, found most of the items. At least one copy of most of the items. We haven't found multiple copies of much. We've still only got one strength.
Go.
Hey, very nice here. That is not the easiest of strats, but MrMario here, a veteran who has a veteran of the Randomizer who has also played a fair bit of the Random Settings League, was a finalist in at least one season, does know this strat.
Yep, we call this 3-key forest. It's a little less useful when you actually have to beat the dungeon, but it does save you a couple of rooms in the long run.
Yep. He's also just showing off, but I think.
Definitely just like showing off for first match of the tournament. But it looks so cool. Oh, extra showing off.
Oh, great. Something just broke. Is it just me, or is the...
Nope, mine's freaking out too.
Lovely. Which is the thing? Let's try if that helps. Switch proxies, seeing if that's gonna help. We're on... Restream had a bit of a blip. I think it stabilized a bit now. Sorry about that. Inko unfortunately didn't get the one cycle in full. It is a bit of a tight timer, and he didn't quite get it.
Yep. Bomb explosions, quite a bit slower than shoe explosions. Oh, restream was fine? That's good. I'm glad everything was good for all of you.
Yeah, our comms page spazzed out for a second.
It kept flashing, and I'm like, it's trying to censor the forbidden tech that Mario is doing.
I did miss what the checkerboard chest was.
It was nothing.
Okay, good. Is it worse now, though? Oh, great.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll let baseball handle it. We don't. We've got
Sounds
3
good.
out of 4 of our restream crew are restreamers, and both Trackers and myself. Val is the odd one out on that front, so too many people on the board on the dashboard at one point can break it. Yeah, Rich, our foolish locations are Fire, Forest, and River. The Kakiri Forest, sorry, not Forest Temple. The big real issue right now is Mario. No, River Foolish from Mario is a bit of an unfortunate one, because 2 of the 3 copies of the 2 of the 3 hints in River are ones he would kind of like to have right now. He doesn't know that, but we do. Because in this seed, Zora's Domain is double path to Baronade and to King Dodongo. All 4 locations were in kind of garbage spots. Mario got them all fairly late, which didn't help him much. But but he managed to pick up the domain of Baronade paths. He thinks it's for the bomb bag, but that one's for Path to King Dodongo. The Baronade path is actually on King Zora. Mario, however, has no idea because that bomb bag is very, very, very obviously the only bomb bag available in the seed. So Mario is assuming it's for that, and we don't know when he's going back to King Zora because that locks Ruto's letter. So, like, he could KZ skip to Ice, but when you do KZ skip for Ice, getting back for KZ is kind of a pain. And Mario hasn't picked up his second wallet from Death Mountain Trail, which is Path to Bongo, and he knows that Inko doesn't, so it doesn't really matter for Inko. Because he thinks his bow is the path on DMT, which it probably might, which it is the only bow available, to be fair, but still. Speaking of Ice and King Zora, that's where Inko's going.
Maybe. There we go.
A little turnaround, but let's get there.
I think he's killing a child for lunch money.
Oh yeah, true. Because with Goron Shop Warp, and a Cat Warp, it's fairly quick to just do that.
Yeah.
And then by Blue Fire,
no.
it's just. Although Skull Kid's not cooperating. Ouch.
Yep. Now we gotta think of another way.
He can reload the area, I think, and it should come back.
Yeah, that should do it. Okay.
Well, he's gonna go. Well, he has. I guess he has to turn into the big Poe before he comes back.
Yeah,
I think he might have forgotten.
I was in a voice call earlier today, and someone mentioned like robbing a child for lunch money. And the other people in the voice call were like, "What are they talking about?" Like, oh, this right here.
Yep. Inko picking up Storms, but he knows he needs letter, and he's not leaving with that. He's not going child at before finding that what that item on KZ is.
Yeah, exactly.
Strength upgrade is in the well. Like, INC. Incoherent just picked up Storms. He will do that in his next child section once he picks up whatever this thing on King Zora that locks his Ruto's letter is.
Yep. So Mario, having already done the checkerboard room, is save quitting back to the lobby. We'll fight Meg now. So you save, like I said, a couple of hallways and rooms. Irons!
Oh, irons! That's a nice find for Inko.
Interesting. And that's, like, been available for a long time. Like, in
out of logic.
Oh, no, that's right. GTG's still out of logic.
Yeah, because we still need Ice Cavern access.
We still need Ice Cavern access.
Mario knows about the DMT path. Yes, serious business. The problem is Mario doesn't know that the DMT path isn't a bow because the only bow in the seed is there.
Yeah. Inko doesn't have that hint yet, but we'll get it soon.
He also doesn't really care, I don't think, at this point, to be honest.
No, but he did get Storms, so he'll be going into that grotto.
True. He's also going to get the money here for his Blue Fire. He will not be doing Ice Cavern. Sorry, a song I think isn't worth it for one check on Skull Kid, I don't think, at this point.
Getting some extra cash here.
Guess just in case. I mean, I agree with you, serious business, that the thing that's going to get Mario to KZ is going to either be the DMT path or just a I've done everything else in the game, here goes. But I don't know when that will be. Him not finding magic here is good because Shadow would be one of the bigger things that could send Mario in a trade of not KZ. And it's just hard to say. He does have very, very good execution here, obviously, as the first seed, so he's certainly put on some time on Inko just on that, despite their wildly divergent routing. But it's really, really hard to say, honestly.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm very interested to ask him later if at any point in time he considered King Zora when he saw the wallet, saw the path hint. We have no idea how the rest of this is gonna shake out. Plenty of stuff left to do, but it's one of those things where you have a path resolved, paradox letter or some variation of it, very, very rare, and you have no reason not to think that that bomb bag is your path.
Yeah. Like, it's really blatantly obvious to see that bomb bag is there.
Not necessarily, Cola. You know as well as anyone that you can jump over King Zora and come back. Is it super inconvenient? Of course. But it's always an option.
Let's get Peachy down. Nice.
And we are about to find out.
What is on KZ? There's not a lot of options. I mean, there's only so many options here. We've got Strength 2, we've got Ruda's Letter, obviously. Longshot could be here. Our first logical slingshot, I guess. And our magic are the main options for what could be here. Deadlock checks.
I kind of want it to be magic. But I also don't. Alright, what's on Light Arrow cutscene?
Good question. Magic would be probably better for Mario, because that means there's less places he can go before getting stuck on KZ.
True. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, I want to be in Shadow now. That sounds
Because Mario's
nice.
running out of checks bit by bit. And there's our log shot. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's water.
Game. That's also shoot the sun. Remember that was.
Well, that's also GTG.
That is logical GTG.
Which got our irons.
Okay, that's just. Yeah, because the big bow bottle was on the Stalfos chest of GTG. That is honestly possibly the second. I think the slingshot might have been worse. First logical slingshot might have been worse there, but this is pretty close second.
I mean, slingshot, there's I mean, that's a pretty specific list.
True.
Long
no,
shot
Mario's
still
going to pick up his irons now, which not his irons. He's going to pick up his long shot now, which unfortunately is going to send Mario to water, which I'm not sure is the thing he wants right now.
Well,
Hi, Hyper. What's the trash in this seat?
Everything, to be totally honest. So and there's our copy of Trail.
Inko's just rolling his eyes. Great, thank you. Yes, that tells me not a ton. I mean, I guess it might give him some info on where magic is, but it's just... At the same time, though, he knows it's wallet for Rudo's letter for forest access, so you might just assume it's for that. Something he does. I don't think it's the most informative pin right now. As Mario gets his irons.
Yeah, Hyper. Both runners are miserable because the hook shot that they both have was in Valley Waterfall. That's bad enough.
On KZ, which we just found a minute ago.
Which is our path to Baronade.
Because that's one of the bigger stories of this that we keep looping around to is Domain is double path to Baron. Is double path day. Once to Baronade, once to King Dodongo. They got a bomb shoe pack out of Midas House very early, which Inko save scum to go check the Metagoron hit quite early to find out that King Domain is path to Baronade for. And he also got 2 copies in River, both copies in River for the Domain to King Dodongo hint. So he went Domain, he got his bomb bag and the info that KZ is required, and then went DC and got the hint that he got the other King Domain to Baronade hint. Mario never found the King Dodongo path. Unfortunately, he has no idea KZ is required, which might be a problem with the way we're going, unfortunately. Mario thinks Mario unfortunately thinks his path to Baronade and Domain is just the only bomb bag of the seed. So we don't know he's going back. I'm also not sure why Mario's going back to Fire Temple.
Is there a place to farm money here?
No,
he's
got a full wallet.
Does he not have the Fire Foolish hint?
It's in the Lost Woods Bomb Grotto. He should have it. He also has the bomb bag from Domain, and the other copy of Fire Foolish was there. I think Mario's just had a brain farm. It's not for skulls. At least not the skull tokens. Unfortunately, Dungeon Token Sandy might be part of why he's going here if he's forgotten the Foolish, there are extra checks in here. But this is a brain fart for Mario, unfortunately. This is not it.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. This is a lot of time.
It is. Which is good for Incoherent, but on Mario's end, like...
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what he might think is in here. It's
fully in logic, and he's running out of stuff.
That must be it. He must... Oh.
This is giving me very uncomfortable flashbacks, to be honest, to... I mentioned Mario was at finalist in at least one RSL season. Unfortunately, he lost said finals due to misidentifying a mirror shield on top of DC. I'm wondering if this may turn out to be a repeat, because he's not going Ice, presumably, because that's out of logic. I'd assume that's the same reason why he's not going GTG. And he doesn't know KZ is in. If he thinks it's junk on top of DC and his bow is path, he might not be going KZ. But he might also just think KZ is just a slow check, which would also be fair, unfortunately.
Yeah, which again, is totally...
both his Domain path to KD hints are in Foolish River, and he got that before going to River. So he's not getting that information. He's also not going to be fine, and he knows Trailer's path, but he thinks it's for the bow, which to be fair, probably is. It just doesn't help him.
Inko pushing the block. You're my favorite. Know how to push this block, everyone.
Yeah.
I will say, yeah. Mario not going to water because it's out of logic is probably the most unfortunate part of this, because...
Like, I would go there just because even if it's out of logic, it's at least progression, whereas Fire, like, you have to at least find your boss key, versus this is just you beat this place already, even aside from the fact that he's forgotten this is foolishness, from his perspective.
Irons were on big pose, Tomal. Big pogs.
I know that's a typo, but that's funny.
Big pogs
I think
and
Mario
forks.
just realized. I think Mario just realized he's the Ding Dong brain in Fire.
But he's having trouble thinking about where to go.
Yeah, this is that move.
Is this the CAC one?
No, that's the
Goron City. He's picking up the wallet, maybe?
Please pick up your wallet, Mario. Please.
Inko is not finding anything yet in Ice of interest. We'll be getting Saria's, which is more checks when he goes Child. I would assume Inko ends up going and doing water, because he can.
Speaking of water, Mario's not going Ice, he's not going for his wallet. I think this is a water temple trip is where Mario's going.
Yeah.
And there's Saria's for Inko.
Yeah, I think he's going, alright, I need to do something out of logic here, and it's gonna be water.
Yeah. And Mario at least left. That is good for him. He needed to be in basically anywhere but Fire Temple.
Right. Yeah, because, like, let's not forget, Mario is through Forest. Inko still has to go do all of Forest. They still don't have their magic. They still don't have
Yeah. Inco forgot a skull or two in Nice House whenever he was doing, so he's going back to make sure.
Oh, gotcha.
Chat pointed out he forgot the compass room skull earlier. Sadly, they were both junk, but it is good to be double checking. Where's Mario going? He just safe quit out of field.
Child?
I don't know. At this point, I'm more than a touch confused with Mario right now, to be honest. They are so confident in the race would take over 4 hours. Lol, right, Kola? Child Spirit could be, yeah, it's battle logic, but I think he might have given up on that for the moment.
Yeah.
It's not even the settings that are doing them in all that hard, to be quite honest. It's just the scene's been hot garbage. Like, the Dungeon Skulls really hasn't given them... There really hasn't been anything on any of the skulls.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the skulls. Open Deku didn't make a particular difference. I guess Random Warp Song has made a bit of a difference, but truthfully, it's just been the scene mostly has been what's been doing them in. This is gonna be a well play for Inko, if anyone's wondering what that is.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that Inko didn't opt to do water. Because even though, obviously, a long shot led to irons in the roundabout
Mario's
way.
continuing logic and doing Skull Mask unhinted. It's probably Backlake or something is where that hints at.
Sure. Well, that's not terrible.
I guess.
Can show us target in the woods, too. See what nastiness that is.
Yeah.
It can still be letter.
Yeah, he might eventually pick up KZ this way. Maybe Kola.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, oh, maybe he picks up the wallet as child because it's easier to grind money. Nope.
No. The fastest way to wallet might be the pawn shop warp and walk out from Tigoran City, but I'm not sure. On this.
So Inko's gonna get another
thing is just mess. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Inko's gonna get another bottle here, and more importantly, the strength that he needs to do.
Yeah, strength is the big thing. He's gonna roll his eyes at the scale in here, but it's the strength that he wants.
Maybe that's why he didn't go water. No guarantee that you don't need a strength in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what's on Skull Mask, though. It's probably garbage. Like, odds are that it's nothing.
Is. But there is a low chance of it being something.
Yeah. I would say
I'm actually currently... Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, was anything that's locked Bongo so far been bow locked?
The scale. No, the scale's on 20. No. So long shot's available now.
Long shot's available, bow is not for Bongo access. That implies the wallet is path to get your long shot to get magic behind that. Oh, long shot to wallet everything GTG, good point, serious business, never mind, yeah. And yes, we're doing a blind skill mask check, hi bro. Yeah, actually, no, yeah, good point. It's just wallet to long shot to GTG access because GTG Stalfos is our first logical access irons potentially here. Might just be that for wire. That Bongo path might be a bit more useful than I originally thought for magic, but it's probably going to be more of a thing in hindsight than a thing that's useful right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it is being made more useful than I thought, because bow is often just... It can be path just to physically get to Bongo if you don't have long shot, but long shot's available, as we have recently discovered. It is behind the wallet, though, so there's that, I guess. It is specific... It is one specific item that's hinted on the path. It's DMT is not path because the 2 items there lock both ways to Bongo, just to be clear. And there's magic.
There it is.
That's a really terrible spot for that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because Floor Master and Forest was our first slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it seriously the bow for Forest to get your magic that's possible for Bongo? That's dumb.
I mean, it could be. It could still be that. It could still be that our long shot leads us to a different slingshot that gets us that magic to get Letter and Shadow.
Oh yeah, true, because Forest is behind the letter. Ugh. Unfortunately, that is a thing that sends Mario away from his his King Zora, by the way.
Yep. Wait, what was Skull Mask?
Drunk, I think.
Oh.
Completely spazzed it because of the slingshot, the magic. Bombs, thank you. Yeah, so actually, yeah, good point. Slingshot's behind Letter, so that's behind Wallet. Good point. Yeah, Wallet is the path of the...
Yeah.
You don't even know what to do with the path command. Baseball, that's absolutely fair. Me neither. This seems a hot mess. Yeah, well, Mario's not going to lose time doing Shadow, probably, because it's Gobo Shadows are rare, but,
Yeah. Especially,
it is
like...
one less thing for him. It is one thing to do that's not easy, which is not ideal. Just because the longer it goes, the less likely he is to remember it, I think. He's gonna
yes
do
and no. I mean, it's just gonna depend on where Letter is at this point, because we still don't know. If it is in Shadow, Mario has skipped a lot of things. Suddenly, Ice and King Zora are even more appealing to him. Oh yeah. Get your guesses in chat, everyone. Like you see there. 5 guesses, lefts and rights. And... first one's right. See some rights.
Yeah, he does still need long shot though for Mario, which is he does have to get that at some point, and that's still a big question mark. Is when does he get that?
Yeah, and like I was saying, it just depends on where Letter ends up being.
Pretty much,
honestly,
yeah.
Because if it's on his way in Shadow somehow, like he's gonna go turn in Letter, do Jabu, and suddenly Ice and King Zora are like a 5-minute thing.
On the other hand, Letter also gets him logical GTG access.
True. I don't think we had any winners, chat. Better luck next time.
Yep.
Hey, bartender.
Yeah, Inko's about to go finish up the well here. There's not much left. Locked pits was something vaguely interesting I wrote down. Ah, there was a second bomb back there. That's about it here.
The reverse 1 in 32 Big Yano, still pretty good.
Yeah.
The odds are the same.
Yep. Being 100% wrong and 100% right are exactly.
Exactly. Oh, bartender actually won. I'm sorry.
I think we both missed that. Whoops.
GG's, bartender.
Alright. Enko doesn't need those shoes at this point. He's just leaving. And Mario is going to go do Shadow now, as expected.
Yep. Inko brazenly leaving that Deku shield behind.
No, he picked it
when
up.
He still has to do Jabu.
he picked it back up, Miles.
Oh, just hasn't equipped it. Okay.
No. He'll do it when he next menus, as he tries to remember which is his fastest warp there. It's your Goron shop, yeah. Hey, Goron shop warp is proving incredibly useful.
Yeah.
It's basically Minuet plus Bolero, except useful for it's between Minuet and Bolero and is useful as both ages, which is actually a rather nice warp.
Yeah, exactly.
It beats Serenade, which is our which is a warp to the Skull House, and we have our Nocturne warp, and that's not exceptionally useful. Because yeah, our warps today, Nocturne and Requiem were both Nocturne and our Minia was our Nocturne warp, like we saw a second ago for Mario. And Nocturne is a Requiem warp. Bolero had a vanilla warp, which isn't, it's just like a 1 in 6, so not too surprising. Serenade was to the Skull House, and Requiem was our Goron shop. Prelude's on OOT, no clue what it is, we'll never find out. A big chest for Mario!
Is this it?
Is this the thing? Nope.
No.
Exactly. Because that's a very funny spot for a slingshot.
Slingshot lock! Woo! Bro.
This thing just keeps getting more and more complicated.
That's super funny, though.
Here, King Zora was our slingshot of all things, which is very interesting as the logic goes. We don't know why it locks Gerudo's letter, but it does. Magic was on the woods target. First slingshot in Forest Temple, the other slingshot, right, just a minute ago in Shadow.
Oh no, Shadow, please.
Oh, great.
Magic 2?
Nope, thanks for the KS game.
We don't need that.
Nope. This scene is just a giant collection of misery at this point for us, I think.
Yeah.
It's
Honestly,
kind of comedic
though,
for us. Yeah, good.
Jabu's still ahead of us. Like, I'm not sad to see Kokiri's sword.
I suppose.
It's
Inko
not
reading
useful.
No, and Inko's not going to have it. Well, Inko might not get Kokiri's sword for Jabu either. Inko did just go the DMT to Bongo path and is like, and probably is mostly gonna ignore it, honestly. Apparently it does lock both magic meters, but that doesn't tell him a ton as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
He honestly might just be assuming his logic of magic is in Jabu, which would be the worst assumption ever.
Right. Just need to find that letter first.
Pretty much.
Our access to Market as Child is terrible. I know you started the scene
Really
talking
is.
about this. And it just has proven to be awful.
It is. Yep, long shot on King Zora. It's been a seed and a half. I think Inko's gonna go do Forest first, though, just because he's there.
Yeah, forest and water.
Yeah, which would make a lot of sense for him. Water should hopefully solve our long shot conundrum. And then, Wood's target is kind of an ugly spot, honestly, for him.
Yeah, that magic's gonna be tough.
They at
That
least have the vanilla save warp, which might help if Enko decides to do cleanup, but I don't know at this point. Literacy GDG or in deep water then, or I guess top is deep spirit. It's just a couple options. Jax,
Shoot the sun.
it doesn't even have to be deep water. It's just water temple period, Jax, because our only Iron Boots access right now is a big Poe bottle in GTG behind Longshot. Epona's song is letter locked. Because it's random warp song destinations, and Epona's was at Colossus. Requiem warp was Nocturne on the Minuet check. We don't have logical wasteland crossing. Because our magic meter is at a logic behind a slingshot, who knows where on that logic right now. And this whole thing's a hot mess.
Yeah. And like, again.
And there's strength 2 in Shadow, which is interesting, question mark?
That is interesting. It's funny because what we're finding...
10, but that could be that requires Colossus X access. Yeah, file. And go ahead.
Oh, like, we're finding all of the things that open up the seed for Mario, which isn't good for him because he needs to be funneled back to that long shot. But it's so interesting because it feels... This shadow makes me more and more convinced that what we're finding behind Longshot is actually our slingshot. and our letter is also in shadow.
It's possible, yeah.
Which would be amazing for Mario sans the long shot issue.
Yeah.
But he would still be going, all of this is out of logic.
Yeah. Inko might be able to... I think it might be possible for Inko to have a real think about why his trail's path to Bongo, but even I'm not quite sure exactly how it's pathed because we don't know where our other magic is. And that's a whole hot mess, really.
Yep.
Like Inko's best chance to get magic is basically some of this child cleanup, really, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just child cleanup, do Woods target, save, quit, and check it, but...
Yeah, the wallet can be for...
check.
It can be for that, blue fire for the long shot. It can also be for... Oh no, we have a Zora tunic. Never mind.
We have Zora tunic was one of the first things they got this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. DMT had a wallet in one of our 2 wallets and our only bow so far this season. It's pretty much guaranteed the only logical bow. Apparently, I don't think we're finding a logical one anywhere else. Which is an issue for Mario because he's absolutely 100% assuming that it's the bow, path, and trail, which it probably is, to be fair, but that doesn't help Mario.
Yeah.
Because Mario is never getting his domain path to King Dodongo hit. It's in Foolish River, he's never going back at this point. The only reason he'd go back is for Ice Cavern, which one he's probably doing KZ anyhow, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just Mario mis-ID'd the wallet, which it would not be the first time he's mis-ID'd the item on top of DC, or if he just doesn't think he needs it, which is also quite possible. We don't know.
Yeah, could be both. Yeah, we don't know if it's the wallet. We know that the wallet certainly leads to a lot of the things. But it could be the bow still, just depending on
what our logical magic access is, yeah.
Yeah, and like where our letter is to get that.
Pretty much. Because I know one magic's on Wood's target, but the slingshots are Shadow Temple, Bags game, and Forest Temple. And Forest Temple is, our only access there is Saria's song right now. Probably is early unless Minio don't prelude somehow. Prelude on Note is our menu at Warp, but that requires Spirit Temple access and Strength 2's in Shadow 2. Which, everything's a mess.
Yeah, currently we're just looking for where that letter is and we can piece everything together from there, but right now it's just jumbled up.
Yep.
Wibbly wobbly timey-wimey ball of stuff.
Indeed. Yeah, both runners just running through dungeons here. There's another big chest for Mario, which is fire arrows of no real use.
Thanks, game. One of our trackers very enthusiastically clicking the button 2 minute time. We've all been there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Mario might at some point find his way into GTG/Spirit at this point. Obviously, Prelude goes to the fountain. That would be funny.
Yeah, I think it just depends on how well Mario has been actually tracking the logic. Like, he wasn't getting very far just sticking to what was in logic, so we saw him kind of, pause, think about what he wanted to do. It ended up netting him his magic. And so he's in a dungeon that is just notoriously, like, I am thinking through this entire dungeon. And so if he's doing that, he should still land on the same conclusion that it has to be King Zora.
Yeah, but we don't know. I think Mario might at least take a look in Water Temple, perhaps, just for the boss key, if nothing else.
Yeah, I would agree. You hike down there, he's got magic and Furor's Wind. Give it a shot.
Hmm. Deku Baba trolling Incoherent Forest Temple as he tries and fails to get nuts, I think. Or maybe just trying to get out of his way too so he can check the skull, I'm not sure. And just as a reminder, so I think Chat's joking a bit, this is Random Warp Song Destinations on... Minko did choose this setting, so we don't actually know where Prelude goes. We had a little bit of discussion at the start of the seed where it could have been something silly, but it turns out that we don't... The odds of it being our domain warp is very, very low.
Yeah.
Actually, if it's our domain warp, I think that more or less requires another slingshot to be available someplace.
I don't think it can be a domain warp because of the path scale.
No, because Spirit's
Unless it's
bomb locked.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay, Mario. Don't crash your cane here. He did this last year. He got this skull while he was blowing up the pot with a barbecue or something like that and got stuck. Don't do that.
Yeah, if you're on that platform while you collect the skull, it's like the platform keeps moving, so Link keeps moving. Or you don't, so you void.
You get stuck in the pot,
yeah.
basically. You don't have to even bomb to the pot. It's just you get stuck in the pot if you're standing on the platform while collecting the skull. We found out that the hard way last year. I was on comms for it. Mario thankfully not doing that this time. Last year it wasn't the dungeon skull seed. I think it was just a 50 skull seed where he needed that skull, and that was a noof. I've never seen that soft lock before, and I haven't seen it since. Mario was evidently remembering to not repeat that 2 years in a row. Good. Yeah.
Alright, well, Shadow almost done. No letter to speak of here, so... Nope. That's really good for Inko, who has the tool that he needs to get it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Din's Bubble Room, fortunately, has been fixed.
Thank you to Decomp, I believe, on that one. Something about damage tables being funny is the explanation on that.
Yep. And I thought the ladder thing was fixed, but maybe it's just in domain?
I don't remember. I'd assume it's the same fix for everywhere, because I think
yeah. I thought the ladder thing was fixed, but maybe that's just sitting there for another day.
Yeah. Kill us saying in chat, alright, Launcher somehow locks us like we have yet to see because it puts you in the fountain ladder from job with the path to PG is actually Din's.
Ew.
That is a not zero chance cola, but I'm also fairly sure the scale's just past the bomb bag at this point.
We didn't see a slingshot in GTG, but we also didn't see the toilet, the swirling silver rupee room, because Inko didn't have irons when he was there.
Nope. No like room either. We don't know where our third strength is at. It honestly just could be Shoot the Sun. Lake Hylia's pathomorpha for a hammer, because that locks Kings, because that locked Beating Fire Temple, which locked Storms, which locked the Strength upgrade in there, is currently what that's path for. There was also our first logical bottle in there, for whatever that's worth. Questionable use right now, I think, but yeah.
This is just junk. We saw it earlier from Inko, but I think Mario's following that magic now.
He's also just here, so it makes sense to
He's
clean it
just
up.
here. I was just
does
trying
not-
to think what's on, did we get a Haunted Wasteland hint?
We did at some bomb chews.
Oh, that's right.
Do the strengths not lock each other? I mean, we don't know that serious business. We actually do not know if the strengths lock each other because we don't know what our Shadow Temple access is.
Yeah, it depends on if there's another slingshot available.
Although you can get hovers to use to get Floor Master without the
True.
strength, but there's something wonky happening in any
I wasn't
case.
actually counting how many keys we got, yeah.
Kit Kat, what are they looking for? Mario is missing information to get him his long shot off King Zora. The full story on that information is long. He's also missing Aruda's letter. Incoherent is missing Rudo's letter and, yeah, Rudo's letter, basically. And magic. Is Mario getting that wallet? I really hope he is.
Inko's been very thorough in his, like, age changes, though, so I imagine next time he goes child, he would get that magic. But...
Okay, Mario is equipping a bottle, but is... What's he doing?
Farming money. No, you gotta get the wallet first. Or did he? Did I miss it?
He's getting a fish?
Oh, to sell!
Okay, that makes sense. This might honestly be a just logical last locationing. Mario's followed his logic and has realized, wait, that's a wallet, I should get that. They probably don't need Song of... It's on Burning Cack, Song of Time. Actually, they definitely don't need Song of... They might need Song of Time to beat Water Temple, I guess, but that's about it. They can't do the Toilet PS, Mel. They don't have Song of Time.
They don't have Song of Time.
I just realized.
That's a good point. Yep.
Yeah, Mario has finally picked up his wallet. I think he's realized, following logic, which has been the correct call here, is going to save him from clearing GTG for what we know is basically not much, Spirit Temple for what is probably not much, and Water Temple will be faster for long shot, so this is good for him. Yeah, Mario's now just playing ahead because he made the correct call to play to logic. Sometimes he might choose to go out of logic just in hopes of pulling ahead and skipping some goofy logic chains, but at some point you also just have to decide sometimes, okay, I hate this seed, the logic stinks, but I have to follow it, and that's where Mario's at.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly going to do King Zora here.
Absolutely.
I mean, Inko's still got some of Forest left to do, still has to find magic. And do all of Shadow. Mario...
Yeah, like, all of Shadow is just a lot of time for Inko.
Yep. Mario will do water here after finding that long shot. Because he might not... If Letter's just in water, certainly, this is gonna be done much quicker. So there might be a little hunting that has to do. He'll backtrack over some places that Inko might have already cleared. So that might, you know, give Inko a bit of time.
Yeah, chat's saying as well, Mario should know ice is worthless once he picks up this long shot.
Yeah, he should.
Which will help.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things that, like, Inko spent a lot of time inside dungeons. They both did all of Bottom of the Well, but Inko also did Ice, all of GTG.
All, but a very large portion, yeah.
Well, all he could do, yeah.
And Mario having a think and then is gonna decide, I think walking out would be his fastest way to water. He
wasn't really expecting that, was he?
I don't think he was expecting that, no. He's going through here, I guess. Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's a little faster to go out this way.
I think Inko's almost done with Forest on the other side, so that's good for him.
Yep.
Yeah, finding letter wherever it's at will solve all of our headaches this seed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Cola. If Mario had read the hint in River at the top of River after finding that long shot, that would have been great.
That would have
Because it's the
been...
upper river hint is one copy of his KD path. He never got the other copies in the River Grotto.
Yep.
And Mario would have been very. It would have been very bad for Mario. Mario would have probably been pretty mad if he found that hint. It's like, oh, that would have been nice 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would have gone back to the domain much faster if he knew it was doubled. Like, this was a logical last location for Mario, basically.
He probably had to, like, pause for a moment and be like, do I play Epona's song? Yes, it's just random warps. Nothing else has changed.
No. Can you imagine if they changed how they function with the non-warp songs?
Yeah, I mean, with the note shuffle.
Well, the horse is out of logic. I mean, yes, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't care as far as being useful for getting around.
Yeah, it's just for time save.
Yeah. PG is trolling Inko a bit as Mario heads for Water Temple.
All of the bosses can get a little trolly sometimes. Yeah, with that magic too, Mario gets to go set Furor's Wind on Morpha. Always nice.
Yeah, thanks for handing that about until today. There's a line of logic file for Ocarina of Memory that is has buttons.
Yep.
Because on certain branches of the randomizer, Ocarina note shuffle is random. Like, you need to find the A button and C left, up, down, and C up, left, down, and right
Yep.
to actually play notes. It doesn't stop you from using items, but it does stop you from playing Ocarina notes.
Has button.
Ocarina of Memory game, I believe, logically requires all 5 notes before you can do it in Ocarina Note Shuffle, just so you aren't stuck retrying until you get one that works. So Ocarina of Memory game kind of becomes like a version of Frogs 2, almost with that. Imagine trying to force it with just having 2, that seems miserable. Yeah, no kidding, Cola.
Quick boss key.
Nice. Koopa saying he's already done it with 4 buttons and took like 6 tries, no thanks. Yeah, no kidding.
I would say that's a little unfortunate for Mario.
As well, it looks like, and go ahead.
Oh, the boss key is early here and not long shot locked.
Yeah. I mean, Inko might clear this anyway, but I don't know. Well, no, Inko's gonna probably beat Morphin Check Shoot the Sun, is what he's doing. Thanks for the bomb bag, by the way. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, that is extremely bomb locked on numerous levels.
Yep. I guess all of this is inherently long shot locked.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, it kind of is, because we know Ruto's letter is long shot locked. That locks Epona. That locks Sarius, which locks Epona, which Epona's one way. Oh, and
alright, there it is. I thought that was boss key. I saw gold. I was wrong.
Never mind. Okay, I guess. Well, that answers that question. The question now is, does Inko fail? Where is her double magic is the huge question for Inko now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters at this point, but it could still, like, if this is magic, amazing for Inko.
Nope, thanks to the Garantu, Nick. I think it is over, unfortunately, but that would be, But I am curious, where has our double magic gone?
Yeah. Remember how we kept talking about how dry the opening was and there were no items?
Yeah.
Apparently they were just all in shadow and water.
Apparently so. See, I guess long shot to big poo bottles are a missing piece of this hot mess.
Yeah, Virgil, that's 3 of 4 items in water.
It's not 4 items. Dungeon Skulls are gone. There's 9 items.
Yeah. Can't wait for boss key to be on this, the terrible skull you were talking about.
Yeah. Long shot to Big Po Bottle's Iron Stiletto, yeah, because Big Po's what had our irons. Opponents is at Colossus, which is opponents at Colossus. Our Requiem Warp was on the minuet check. That's locked behind Sorry Song and Dice Camera behind that letter, and since we don't have logical base because our wasteland crossing on foot is locked behind a magic, I guess. I guess the forest. I guess that forest slingshot was our logical first because game's stupid.
Yep.
Forest slingshots are logical first to get the magic meter off Wood's target. But yeah, our only way to get Big Po's was the GTG Big Po bottle, basically, which is locked behind our long shot. Which is locked behind both wallets.
Yep.
And yeah, the bottle in the well was the only logical bottle at this point. We had to collect 3 bottles this seed. Yes, we did. Yes, we did, which is a real rarity. We had to collect the bottle from the well to 1-3's KZ to get your long shot to pick up your GTG Stalfos one to go turn that Big Po to turn that Big Po to get your Iron Boots to come here to get your Ruder's Letter. Where's the other magic? Cannons, probably, honestly.
How? 3 of 4 bottles.
That is a logical rarity. Okay, Busky. This seed is a work of art. It is, Alistair. This has been an impressive disaster.
Yeah. That's actually one of the nicer skulls to get in this dungeon. You don't usually think of anything in Central Pillar being one of the nicer things. And that's Morpha down. Mario just has to go beat Jabu and then do climb. Inko's gonna be following behind in these 2 dungeons, honestly. Won't take him too much longer to get through water, and will certainly make it into Jabu. So from there, it'll just depend. Does he keep clearing out this dungeon looking for magic? If it's here, if it's in Jabu, these are both good places for it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to change anything. How this race ends.
Yeah.
Mario save quitting there with the Ganon's Castle equips just to save and equip later. So again, really this time difference that we're seeing is almost entirely Inko doing GTG and Ice, and Mario
that's the big thing, yeah.
staying fully in logic and kind of circumventing that need to go to GTG at all by doing big pose out of logic. So just choosing a couple checks here and there. So target in the woods and big pose are really the 2 things that he was like, alright, I'll do these out of logic. And it just ended up that those were the things that paid out. That's true. Mario did go back into fire for all of Big Lava Room.
Yeah, I didn't realize on the elevator way.
Yeah, he like got on the elevator and was like, oh wait, this is... Picking up a fish too, saving some time.
I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. And yeah, Big Yano, we still have to do Jabu. I'd say this is probably one of the, like, nicer scenarios, though, where you're not in a, like, 4-dungeon go mode. Or, like, an hour-long go mode. Like, Mario and Inko are both going to be, like, tired after this match because of how taxing it's been logically. Baseball's tired, and they were just filling out our notes. And tracking. I'm sorry. Not just filling out our notes. Mario, #1 seed. SGL in-person champ this year. Just kind of forcing his way through. You know, sometimes you watch other races and you're like, oh yeah, magic could be in this random location because it's somehow magic locked. That's not the case today. Toilet with half a heart.
Yeah, I heard
that gives me anxiety just thinking about it. Like, no.
Yeah, stuff happened. Magic Tune Spirit Temple, is that a... yeah, there's a real chance of it, that file.
Yeah, or Ganon's.
Yeah, it's gonna be someplace goofy at this point. Looking at our collection of paths at the end here, Cacta PG was guaranteed for that skill for bottleneck access.
Yes.
Domain to KZ... Domain to Bear need for that long shot on KZ to go... to GTG to pick up your big Poe bottle out the GTG Stalfos chest. To go get your iron boots off Big Poe's to get your Ritter's letter in water because the seed's great. Lake to Morpha for a hammer to go... what even is that chain of a mess? Hammer locks fire, which locks storms, which locks...
our bottle.
Yeah, which locks our first logical bottle for that long shot.
Yep.
The way to KD was obviously for that bomb bag, and DMT to Bongo was for that wallet to get your long shot, to get your letter, to go get a song from Ice, to go to Forest Temple, to get your first logical sling shot.
That's so funny.
I don't think it was the bow in the end, but that was such a chain of logic. Oh my goodness, that's been a mess. This is gonna be a very interesting interview.
I know. There's a part of me that's just so morbidly curious about where, like, the other bows are. Like, that's gotta be a path bow. It's just not the one, it's just not what was hinted.
Yeah.
And purple...
it could...
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
No, you go about the bows or whatever else.
Oh, it wasn't about bows.
No. Right. Other bows are in spirit or cans, probably has a chance.
Yeah, probably also true. I was just gonna say
purple...
and
Jabu could be magic or something, yeah, and go ahead.
Purple's full clearing water, unfortunately. Just kinda... taking more time.
It's incoherent, not purple.
Sorry, Inko. I don't know what just happened there.
I don't know either, I'll be honest with you. That's what threw me off, is I like, eh?
What did I say?
Purple.
Purple! Okay, I can't explain what just happened there. Because I was looking at chat, looking at the name Inko, but there was purple on the screen. That is 100% what just happened. I just read the color I was reading. It was bad. Don't worry about it, folks.
Yeah.
We'll get through this. I don't know. I thought I said Inco, but maybe I mumbled. Drew and Purple did race today. It was restreamed. Everyone should go watch the VOD. We won't talk about it beyond that because it happened today.
Yep. We do generally adhere to a 24-hour no spoilers rule on the channel. Mumble math is strong today, Virgo. Yeah, it is getting a bit late. It just past midnight here for me. See, definitely running a little bit on the longer end here. Gonna be sub 3 hours, but 250-ish is gonna be a longish one. Not terrible given these settings. So then again, I don't think the setting. It's funny that Random Warp Song Destinations is a minor setting when it's definitely, I think, the one that made the most difference. Dungeon tokens just added time.
Mm-hmm.
So to some degree, the Random Warp Songs mostly just added time too. Like, we didn't have a hard time finding our required warps. We just had to do it.
Yeah, Jax. I mean, I just think that it has so much, like, variation seed to seed. Like, some seeds, random warps aren't gonna do anything. You think about it once, and then it's done. But sometimes it just interacts in a way that's like, oh, maybe this is a more major setting. It's in the minor category. Door of Time did get moved to major prior to the start of the season. Nice little double boss fight there. Water done for Inko and Baronade done for Mario.
Yep. Alright, so Serenade is in fact our fastest way back to adult. Which gets CAC warp.
This is the part that's really unfortunate.
It's one of the bigger things. Like, this is one of the things that you see in a Random Warp Song Destinations. Even when you don't actually have an issue finding the required warps. What is that on Shoot the Sun?
I think it was a bow.
That's what it looks like to me too, yeah. Wonder where the third one is then. Let's see. Yeah, one of the things with Random Warp Song Destinations, even if you get, like, the warp songs you require early and that doesn't end up being an issue, because Prelude very much could have been a mess for the seed if it had gone differently, but it didn't end up being. You still have to deal with just routing, because you get so used to, especially for experienced runners like this, you get so used to routing your seed around the warps you have in the vanilla game, you know? And then you have to just completely rewire your brain for the warps that you get in Random Warps songs, like... we got a Goron Shop Warp that we see a lot this race. We didn't actually end up seeing a Requiem Warp all that much. We saw both our Nocturne and Skullhouse Warp several times, and saw Bolero a couple times each.
Yeah, and, you know,
Speaking of the Goron Shop Warp, there it is.
having that all locations reachable on versus beatable only or reachable only, it definitely gives you a little more like of a safety net. You know that half of your warps are gonna go approximately where they do.
Yep. Well, 2 of them have to go exactly to the Bolero and Nocturne Warp pads. The third one has to go to the Colossus side of the Wasteland, though it can be a couple locations there.
Yeah.
And there's magic incoming for Inko, which is going to be go mode, just unfortunately too little too late.
Yeah. That's good, though.
Well, the Slingshot Forest actually bow locked, I wasn't counting keys. I don't know. Forest is, however, longshot locked behind the bongo, for the Cholo Bongo path, because you needed to get your wallet from the top of DC to go buy Blue Fire, to go get your long shot, to get your long shot, go to GTG, to get your big Poe bottle there, to go turn that in for your iron boots, to go to Water Temple, to get your Runa's letter, to go to Ice Cavern, to get Saria Song, to get Forest Temple access, to get your slingshot, to go get your only magic off the woods target. Which is just, that's just such a long chain. There's had so many stupid chains of stuff this seed.
Yeah. It's impressive how RandoBot continues spitting out this kind of thing.
It really is. Like, this is definitely one of the more convoluted, this is definitely one of the most convoluted logic scenes I've seen in a while.
Exactly, Virgil. All we care about is that magic is at the end of that chain, and Inko got there. And he had a good laugh about it.
Yeah. No, we are on a 20-minute delay, so...
I know, I was just thinking we should talk about that.
So, our runners have... Mario's been done for quite a few minutes. We will be getting both runners in for an interview afterwards. But I have talked to the runners in the race time room about a little bit about the seat, though I have avoided most of the spoilers. And told them as much, hey, I'd like to save most of this mess for interview. But we did actually find out where the magic is.
Oh.
I'll bring up an interview.
RandoBot chose a violent seed today. Yes and no. The runners did get to pick their 4 settings, and, you know, what violence went into it, perhaps, in their setting selection. RandoBot just ran with.
I'm not even sure how much, like, then again, though, I guess the only thing I really played into this particular seed's logical mess, because we had nothing on the dungeon skulls. Deku had diddly squat. I guess the random thing with random warp songs is it didn't give us a minuet warp, which would have solved a decent amount of this mess.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just kind of the big thing, because Prelude could very well go to minuet, but it's still behind all of that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because the other strength
was
in shadow. True, Virgil. There is a big chest here in Jabu. I mean, Inko's in Go, so there's no reason for him to open it, but he might. I think there's time.
I'll say though, let me go check the challenge. So, as you've there's a command in chat. As this is a groups, we are doing groups into brackets this year as a change for the main tournament this year. So this is not over for either runner. They're in Group A. The other two runners in their group are Flush and Ice9. They both still need to play each of the other two runners, and it is the top two who move on. They are both in groups for both Challenge Cup and Top 64. Both are following the same structure. And actually, this is also a great opportunity to shout out twitch.tv/TheSilverGauntlet, which hosts the Challenge Cup for the runners who didn't quite make it to the main tournament. Can I talk and type the Silver Gauntlets at the same time? No, there we go. We have the Challenge Cup for runners who are placed 65th through 128th, and that is run concurrently to the main tournament. Our groups just started yesterday for that. I'm one of the organizers, and it's around there a bit too. So if you want more OoTR action, there is a lot going on the next few weeks.
Yeah, plenty going on. There's all kinds of matches. I think, are they trying to do 3 a day?
It's
this
3
weekend?
a day for opening weekend, and then 2 a day from then on out for the main tourney. CC is fewer restreamers and only one English channel, so we'll be trying to do as what we can as well, depending on availability.
Yep.
And we also have French restream partners for both tournaments and a Brazilian partners for the Silver Gauntlets as well. Not so much on the main tournament, I don't think. But in any case, here, GG's to MrMario 7788, gonna take his first win in groups with a time of 2:51.29.
GG's, Mario.
GG's. And let's see, we are now joined by both runners. GG's, guys, because Incoherent decided once he saw the dot done that that'll take a sec here to not quit, understandably. GG's, guys.
Yo, GG's.
GG.
Any initial thoughts that you want to share with us before we start asking questions?
Well, I thought the logic was confusing and I didn't even know half of it.
Oh my goodness,
I did
yeah.
most of it out, but I also did most of the seed, and I'm not going to win against the #1 seed doing that.
Fair.
I may or may not have dipped my toes into Bear and Fire for a little bit, but let's not talk about that.
We noticed, Mario. We noticed. That said, you following logic, Mario, is a decent part of what put you ahead.
Yeah.
Because Inco here did all the GTG, did all, well, without strength too, to be fair, but the GTG did ice.
Oof.
And a bit of a loop-de-loop around the place. Go ahead,
yeah, it was
I forgot it was Dungeon Tokens and Ice for a second.
Yeah, we noticed that too, which didn't help.
Yeah. It just kind of boiled down to, Inko, you did go GTG, which eventually was the logic for that big pill bottle. But Mario, you just kind of very carefully chose where you were gonna go out of logic. So, you did target in the woods. And what was the other one, Star?
Big pose?
Big pose,
no.
yeah.
Well, you did big pose at logic with opponents, because Mario, your logic for so the logic for big pose is you were supposed to get your log shot off KZ to go, because that's the only logical GTG access to go. Which of course you'd get the bottle from the well. You'd get the bottle from the well to get log shot off Big Pose to go to GTG to get your Big Po bottle of the GTG Stalvos chest, to go turn that in for your Iron Boots to get Ruda's letter from Water Temple because Saria's song is in ice and your Requiem Warp is out at Colossus. Your Requiem Warp's at Minua and opponents at the Colossus, and Magic is someplace stupid.
Yep.
It's
like, I got the letter. I knew the letter was like, okay, it's going to be long shot locked, right? Because that's the Baronade path. And then I get it in water somewhere that's not long shot locked, and my brain just goes, wait, what just happened here? And then I realize, oh, it's the big bottle lock. Sorry, is that locks the bonus song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the weirdest set of path hints I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my god, these are weird. Speaking of paths, Mario, you never got your 5th.
No, I didn't. I got.
Any idea what it is?
I got the Cac to PG, the Lake to Morpha, Domain to Baronade, and Trail to Bongo. That's it.
Yeah, so, you
Always
remember
something to
River was
DC.
foolish? You remember
Something was
River
to
was foolish,
DC.
Mario?
Yeah.
Um, so, early game, you both got shoes out of Mido's house. Inko and part of the Lost Woods, do SFM, then save scum the bomb locked Grottos on the way out, also chose to use a couple of his chews on the Metagoron hint. Got that, which was domain path to Baronade, so did River Child 1 before
Oh.
getting the foolish path, the foolish River hint on DMT. And he found a very interesting pair of hints in River that was both copies of domain path to King Dodongo.
Oh my god. So domain was double path.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I thought you were gonna get that
Wow.
because you're gonna get that because one of them is the upper hint. Like
Okay.
you're gonna go turning
Okay.
KG.
Yeah. My god. I was like, what are the odds that this upper river hint will be so important that I'll regret not reading it? And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, probably not. So I just did not, because I was expecting to get the letter in domain and have access to even more hints in fountain. But when that didn't happen, I was just like, oh well. I
That's
guess
always how it
I'm
goes. You
never
just get
finding
one
my
hint on
last
the most
path.
important path.
No, but that was a big early game divergence, Mario, as Inko got his bomb bag sub 30 minutes, I forget when.
Yeah, and I'm sure at that
And
point you
so
definitely
early
rushed to
game
King
cleanup
Zora.
much faster. Um,
Because they didn't have a
the
bottle, I
issue
couldn't
for
actually do that.
Yeah,
the
the thing was the
the
bottle
issue
was
Oh
is
so
yeah, the bottle.
is a
scarce.
bottle because Inko,
It was
because he
only
had
in
bomb
well.
bag and the stuff behind that, ended up putting off the hookshot in Valley and the Hammer and Adult fishing for quite a while.
Oh well.
Which is the other issue this seed. You got your hookshot at about 42 minutes as a hard logical last location, Mario.
Yeah, pretty
Uh,
much.
Inko got that half an hour later, maybe.
After doing hookless GTG.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Very unfortunate there. But you got it.
Yeah.
That's the
I had
important thing.
a thought of okay, what if I check the waterfall and then die? But no, that's stupid. Why would I do that? I can just come back here because I'm going to Lake afterward for those 2 checks.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you got big pose without having to go child for your first logical bottle in the well. So I guess it was the 100% of us, but shoutouts to 3 of the 4 bottles being required logically this seed.
Imagine
And
that.
hammer locking all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, the paths are so bad. This seed, you have Cacta PG for a scale to get your path to KD bomb bag. Then you've got path to Baronade long shot because GTG access to get your irons to get a big poo bottle to get irons because you can't get to opponents this seed. Lake to Morpha for your hammer for that would have been beating fire for storms for that bottle in the well, and then DMT to Bongo confused us for a bit. We're like, it's wallet or bow, and it turned out to be wallet for long shot for the following things because
Yeah.
your only available slingshots apparently in Forest Temple.
I
I
did
thought.
find the other magic afterward, which is in Child Spirit, which I feel real bad about.
Oh wow, really?
It's the skull in Child Spirit.
Oh man. Yeah, I'd never went Child Spirit because I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, this is out of logic.
it's Stone Child Spirit, and it's
Super
way
out
out
of
of
logic.
logic, no way.
Wow. Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, because I was at the point when I went to do
Yeah,
big
and your
pose and I
Requiem Warp is on the minuet check, so that's how, that checks.
I mean,
at
I
the point
realized Slingshot at some point, which is why I did that check on the way, but obviously way too late.
Yeah.
yeah.
You were saying Mario?
Yeah, so when I was going to do big pose, I had the super little in logic stuff left. I wasn't thinking about logic. I should have been, because I went to fire forgetting it was Baron. And I was like, oh yeah, this is in logic. And then I look at my hint sheet. I'm like, oh wait, this is Baron. I need to leave right now.
Yeah.
And
We
then
were
so
like,
I go to water. So I'm like, okay, that's in logic. But then I think about it. I'm like, wait, this isn't even in logic. I got iron boots on big pose. I'm like, what
Damn.
do I have in logic? And then I'm like, okay, I have 3 things as child. I'll do those.
yeah,
Forgetting that I got the slingshot out of logic in Forest Temple, so I just lucked into the magic and got the long shot. Yeah, I was surprised to not find anything in Shadow because I thought magic was in logic, but now it makes sense and then the long shot last
Yeah,
location. Oof.
we went back and forth for a while, but yeah, that was a big talking point early this season. Like you guys kept it close for all that it was 1 versus 64. You had such wildly divergent routes, in decent part because of Inko's early bomb bag, that it was really interesting going back and forth because you ending up realizing as much of logic as you did, Mario saved you from GTG and Spirit and Ice, which really helped.
Yeah, definitely.
If you had done, any like one or two of those things, this would be a bit of a different story. But yeah,
Yeah, I was just really lucky the letter was just in water
oh
and
my
not
goodness, we were
literally
so
anywhere else
confused.
behind long shot.
We were so confused when we saw that long shot. We're like, wait, regain?
Yeah, like it was
Why is
on the
that
list of
there?
items.
It's Paradox Letter with 3 extra steps in it.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's long shot to a big poo bottle to iron Cerritos letter.
hmm
Oh my goodness. Like this was just such a back and forth for such a long time. It's just my goodness.
I
Yeah.
thought at first that the CAC to PG hint would be really good because you got bow, strength, and bombs with stuff not from CAC. You didn't need anything from CAC to get either of those, so you knew it was going to be leading to letter for Saria's song, but then it just ended up to be scale to bomb bag. So it's
Yep,
just
scale the
ah,
bomb
Yep.
back.
Yep.
unfortunate.
I thought it was a Bolero path
Yeah.
for a bit, which would have been fun.
Yeah.
We
No,
Nah,
thought
you could get
so too.
hammer
unfortunately
to get the
not.
bow
No.
to get that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hammer ended
Get the
up
hook shot.
explaining a fair bit once we actually got it. It just took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you hit hookshot with Sphere Zero, it just took a while to pick up like that. You
Mhm.
kind of just spent like a decent amount of time from like 40 minutes for like an hour and a half or ish, just doing an assortment of logical last locations, Mario.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like it was
So
hookshot, which opened like 3 checks, one of which was your hammer, which got you your bow, which got you fire, which got you
At
storms,
least
and it was
Lake was
kind of
hinted, so
the
it
Lake
lake
could have
was
been
being
worse.
hinted
That's
definitely
good.
helped.
So, what was your thought when you read that, Mario? Because, we were talking earlier today about you liking Free
Oh, because I picked
Scarecrow.
up Free Scarecrow and Lake is
Yeah.
just hinted path, so I have to
Lake's
go there
hinted
anyways. Yeah, awesome. Thanks,
In
game.
general, how did you both feel
Invalidating
about
my pick.
how did you feel about your other picks, both of you?
I think it's fine. I like open deck.
Dungeon
Less
Skull's good.
casino for Cookie Resort.
I am the
Yeah.
64 seed facing the one, and he's an RSL player. He does everything. I can't out weird him. So let me just play something that might add some variance and see what happens. And
Fair.
mean-
It was an interesting seed, to be fair, Inko.
for
I was
reasons
very
we most
surprised
likely do in the
you
settings, yeah.
banned trials, honestly.
At least from my sort of viewpoint, trials are an execution heavy thing. Like I can't do trials very well, and needing to find 3 strengths most of the time also sort of makes it so you have to do more of the seed.
That's fair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's one of the other smaller things is you did have somewhat better execution, Mario, overall. Though not
Oh, no, that's
necessarily
definitely true.
one specific thing I can pin down, just kind of in general.
Even when I'm not getting RNG and Malvagio, holy shit, what was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw you had to do 2 tries on that, which that's obviously not the thing that did you in, but it didn't help.
I do want to say that Forest Temple up to Phantom Ganon might have been my best Forest Temple ever. So
Oh,
Nice.
I want you
I
to
just
know
felt
I
so good.
popped off.
Everything.
3 key
You
forwards was a very nice thing to
Yeah,
see.
you did 3 key forest, you did the backflip onto the falling ceiling room. It was fun
Did
to
like
watch.
pop ups into jump slashes I never get. Like, oh my god, it was insane. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the sea. Pretty wacky.
Nice.
Shoutouts
Well,
to the dungeon tokens being on it. I'm pretty sure there was like absolutely nothing on the dungeon skulls.
A couple of keys here and there, but nothing important.
Yeah.
No actual
Yeah.
items, just keys, yeah. Which is funny game.
Well, thank you both. It was a really fun race to watch. Honestly, it was really close until that letter ended up being kind of on the way instead of a little more out of the way for Mario to go find elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So And
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch both of you in the rest of your group matches. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck and go with the next matches.
Yeah, thanks. Good luck.
And
Yeah,
thanks for
good
the
luck to you
restream, guys.
both. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for
GGs.
joining us for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks everyone for putting it on.
Yep. So let's see. Please do give both of our runners a follow, MrMario and Incoherent. My co-com Milkweed and our trackers, Tumble Talk and Baseball. Let's see. You can go view the brackets here at this link I stuck in the chat to challenge.com/ZSROTRS7. Coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, we've got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Plenty of OTR matches. We'll only be restreaming some matches, but it looks like tomorrow we have slotted for restream. Starting the day off, we have Shelter versus Wooden Barrel out of Group B at 2:20 Eastern. That'll be on ZSR2. We have a Scarswood Randomizer weekly race at 3 p.m. Eastern. That'll be on ZSR3. Something. She's being funny with me right now. Jable versus no, that's the wrong one. Let's see. Oops. Okay, wrong one. I can't read the schedule. No, that one's not being issued. They have again an Link to the Past Alt Dungeons RMG Restricted Major Glitches monthly race at 4 Eastern. Okishi and Sunday we have a 10:20 Eastern. We'll have an Okishi versus Master Alex as well. With more matches besides that, and keep an eye out too on our partner channel, the twitch.tv/the Silver Gauntlets for Challenge Cup matches. We'll have a restream of that over at tomorrow. They're over at 1 p.m. Eastern. That'll be Aranya versus the Specialized. You'll hear me on comms over there if you want to check that out. In the meantime, though, that is going to be it here for us. We're going to go over and raid We're going to go over and read Russian Assassin. Another runner in the top 64 here. He's out of Group C. Is currently doing a practice race, just over 2 hours in. Currently going through trials for Go mode. It's a little emotional like at the end of that. Thanks for watching all, and we'll see you all next time.
Later, everyone.